Hello, chatto! It's Thursday, and coming up today on Building a Nation with Wisła Kraków. We're here an hour early. It's almost like we're actually in Poland, even though that's actually an hour ahead of me, and I haven't thought through this analogy properly. But nevertheless, the Europa Super Cup is... That's not Europa Super Cup. It was actually going quite well until Europa Super Cup. Give over indeed. Yeah, I was looking through the closet like, what do I do today? He's back. Yeah. Last time was far too competent, like dangerously competent. It was on a level that we haven't seen before, consistently. Right, yeah, that was an easy one. Let's see. Will he mess up the intro? No. Oh, I think I'd lulled too many of you into belief, to be honest. We're going to be the first ever winners of the Europa Super Cup. What would the Europa Super Cup contain? Do you know what? I'll tell you exactly what the Europa Super Cup would take. It would be the winner of the Conference League and the Europa League. Has to be, right? Choose outcome. Will he mess up the intro? Yes, he will. Sad times. That, I've always thought, isn't the worst idea in totality. Because it always feels weird to me that the UEFA Super Cup, that's right, the UEFA Super Cup, is Champions League versus Europa League. Makes sense. But, yeah. Well, I guess technically the winner of the Europa League already gets Champions League, I suppose, right? Something with three handles. Oh, what about the Europa Super Cup is literally 33 players on the pitch. It's got 3 goals and it's played on a triangular pitch. I know that exists out there somewhere. I'm pretty certain I saw a TikTok about it once, about someone do that. More cups. Yeah. Why not, though? You can never have enough cups. What if you have a drink that you want to put in something and then you've already filled all your existing cups? You need a nice 3-handed one. Intertoto versus conference winners. Ooh. I still think that idea of... I want a European Championship for second-tier teams, specifically. It will be nightmares for travel expenses, just like the Conference League is. How about we get rid of all the leagues and it's just regional cups? So, no Premier League. You still get the FA Cup and your Carabao, but each county or area has their own cup, which they do kind of, but now it's like a bigger deal. And then there are regional cups within that. And in the end, the winners of all those cups go into another cup, which is called the Cup Winners' Cup. But every nation has one of those. And then after that... Wait, hear me out. Stay with me. The winners of those go into the Cup Winners' Cup Winners' Cup. Alexander Seferin, you're welcome. I'll accept PayPal and bank transfer. It'll never catch on. Ow! They didn't believe in Jesus at first. 4 minutes in and he's already compared himself to Jesus. What a day. What a time. Oh. That's, well, actually, the FM database thing you're on about there, Rob, that actually existed. Hadrian built it, and we actually made a video on that exact thing on FM24, I believe. I believe we called it the Olympia. UEFA Olympia League, or some nonsense. Doesn't look a thing like Jesus. I mean, hey, when I was young, maybe. The Counties Cup, maybe. It could work. I like the idea of the Cup Winners' Cup Winners' Cup. It just... Yeah, there you go. The CWCWC. Which will now be showing Riverdale as well. But he looks like a gentleman. No, he doesn't. Why are we an hour early? Because I warned you, some of you, about this on last stream. But obviously, it's hard to... you missed a song note reference. I don't think I did. That was... Yeah. That was what I was referencing when I said... Isn't the song literally called When We Were Young? I don't know. Either way, the reason we're an hour early is because today is going to be a bit of a weird stream because we're doing FM to start with. And then I have a sponsor segment with Nutmeg later on today. That's right, Dan. I took your song reference and I expounded upon it in a level that... Do you know what? I'm going to say it. You missed the song lyric reference. That's right. I hit you with the Uno reverse. I'm on it this morning, Christ. Yes, Nutmeg, which is a football deck builder roguelike type game, basically. I did the gameplay trailer for them a couple of months ago for Steam Next Fest, and they kindly offered to sponsor a segment of stream to play it. Now, I was going to do something like that anyway, as you know, because I've spoken a lot about it ever since I played it, and it is dope, honestly. It is fucking great. And yeah, I can't wait to show you guys more about that later, because I'll need your help with picking who we're going to do as far as our team, because you can do pretty much... It's retro style as well, so if you like 90s football, there is a lot of that in it as well. But let's get off of that, because that's for later. Although if you do want to get on that early, !Nutmeg, I've got some codes to give away as well, like 5 of them as well, which is quite a lot for a 3-hour stream. Yes, it's the one that TJ was playing, yes. But now the full version is out today. I believe. Yeah, 26. So the full version is out today. I'm going to do a video for the main channel as well, which should be out maybe tomorrow or the weekend. And the scouting video is nearly done as well, which is good. We're sort of catching up with everything. It's been a bit of a stressful couple of days. My email inbox got blocked. That email I was trying to send right at the start of Tuesday's stream never went through. After all that, it never went through because it turns out that somehow the shared email hosting I was using got put on some spam bot list and they only removed it this morning. So that's fun. I've been feeling my way around in the dark pretty much ever since then, as it happens. I just feel bad. It's true. I'm not missing another Sunday for a while, like genuinely, because I'm going to Mike's on Saturday, but I'm still coming back to make sure we get that Sunday stream in, friends. So I did a little bit off stream to get us up to the UEFA Super. He said it right that time. UEFA Super Cup. That's the actual name of the Super Cup with Man United. The league form is patchy, you could say. That and everybody is injured. Literally fucking everybody. I mean, they're not, obviously, everybody. A lot of people are injured. It's a little concerning. Wait. Hello? Oh, for some reason, I swear that used to just be a direct pop-up, but apparently not. Current injuries. I'll say everybody's injured. Some of them were injured, and now they're back. But we have lost Anwar Naeem. We have lost Cassidy. There was two other guys that I think are back. So they're injured, but they're not injured, if that makes sense. In the sense that they are technically not here, but they wouldn't be able to play against Man United, essentially. Go to Wilson. Ooh, nice. I'm doing terrific, Hadrian. Actually, speaking of Hadrian, I'm glad you're here, because that's just reminded me to talk about the thing with the Spanish players that we discussed on last stream. Because Hadrian, we've heard from God. The voices in my head are real. They're just Hadrian. And basically, from what Hadrian's told me, although he can probably clarify a bit easier for us here, is that the Spanish player thing isn't likely to change just because I've turned the league off. The reason that they're all like 20 and 21 is because those were all the players that generated at the same time. So there's not going to be loads more there's not going to be any more of them like that, but that generation of players will just exist no matter what we do. And apparently it's something to do with the, as someone said in the last stream, the under-19s and stuff in Spain just are massively overpowered because of the way that the game throws loads of high PA regens at the start of a save. It seems worse than normal. But yeah, apparently that's what's causing it. So when I'm going to turn Spain back on, or rather not turn them off, I guess is the better way to describe it. Wait, how do you do that? Oh, you just switch it back, don't you? Just then that, yeah. So that should be okay. For the time being, at least. MLS will still get rid of because that wasn't really working, unfortunately. Apparently that only works if you do it from the start, which is kind of weird. Current goalkeeper. So the goalkeeper at the moment, I think it's actually varied, to be fair. We've had a mix of several goalkeepers, I believe. Either that or I wasn't paying attention. I've just given it to the same guy every time. No, so we've had a mix of goalkeepers so far. That's the wrong screen map. That's the loan extension one. I have got some more loans out, though. A lot more. The loan farm is actually kind of cooking all of a sudden, for whatever reason. The transfer room out is genuinely one of the best things I've seen. I'm using it more and more and more. So in terms of appearances for goalies, Quadio played one, but I think that's for the B team. It's mostly been either Aguilar or Big Jeremy, pretty much. That's the current state of the two. And you can see from the average ratings that Aguilar has kind of been better, but Jeremy has more points. Is strong enough for the other leagues on view only? Sorry, forgive me, Jim. I'm not sure I really understand the question. The only reason I have Poland switched on is because the more leagues you add, the slower the game is for absolutely no reason. And if we're not planning to leave Poland, there'd be no point in us unnecessarily slowing the game down, basically. Here we go. Spain Loaded has the same problem as England at the first 2 or 3 seasons. It overinflates the PA of intake players, but Spain's B team and under-19s are better placed to develop them in cheeky AI way. So that's why you're always seeing it with those same teams, basically. Which makes sense. We can see their big games. Great shout. Well, technically, we can see these guys' big games, not the ones we actually care. Hang on, I don't think anyone's turned 22 that we actually gave a shit about, right? No, unfortunately not. The ones that have turned 22 are not players that we were considering seriously, and I think they'd already turned 22 when we looked at them prior. Because it's only these two here that are 22, and I think they were already 22 last stream. We'll check, but I'm pretty certain they were. Oh no, he's newly 22. But I don't think I'd want him anyway. But it's worth looking, just in case he does have it. Cons 3. Right, well that's officially ended the Malik Quadio show. He was probably not going to get the job anyway, but now he's definitely not getting the job. Segura. Oh no, you're right, they both have turned 22. Fair enough. And, okay. Loves them. Right. Segura, you're back in the game. Now, he is 22, so I'm not entirely sure if his attributes are quite where we want them to be, but at least we got something. I think that means he sticks around a little bit longer. Yes, all right, I didn't even notice that. Oh, dear. Loan. Loan actually is a name you can see. I swear we've seen players called Loan. Isn't it a name that's in the Belgian or Dutch name pool, if I recall? This year. Big Games has been important every year. So as far as I know, it's no less or more important. But yes, it's extremely important. Well, I say extremely important. For certain positions especially, I feel like it's extremely important. Goalkeeper, for me, there is nothing more important. Well, not nothing more important. They're good, obviously. But to me, you just need a... I mean, I say need. We won a Champions League without one. But consistently doing that, we did that in spite of him rather than because of him, I guess. Hello, Jorge. Can't wait 26. Fair enough. I think it's come a long way, and I honestly don't really see what the problem is these days. There's still a lot of stuff that's wrong with it still, but I think it's moving in the right direction, and ultimately, like, it's not suddenly going to become 24, so... I don't know. I would say people need to give it another chance, but ultimately the game has to earn that from people, and I think there may be a lot of people are waiting another game cycle for it to do so, to be fair, so I totally understand that viewpoint. Yeah, so basically, if you're going to the Champions League finals with a keeper that hates big matches, he's going to cost you more likely than he is going to help you. Like, we got lucky with our goalkeeper in the Champions League final in the sense that he dropped to 6.4, but luckily our strikers bailed him out, basically. That's the best way to look at it. Other players, it's less important, but I feel like if you've got a striker that hates big matches too, they will tend to blank in those kind of really important games as well. And as it happens, we don't even know if our strikers do or don't like them, I think, because I think they're all still slightly too young. So, yeah, as for goalies, I'm sort of on the fence between Aguilar for the time being, and then I still think that it's either Jeremy or maybe... Where's the other guy gone? Oh, Diakite. Long term, but he is still only 20, so there's time. Me forgetting to subfield that, yeah, if anything, it had manager doesn't like big matches. I think that's what we all discovered from the Champions League final, is that in fact Vida Zinha hates big matches. And I can't remember what his actual big match stat was back in the day in every league and relegation battles. So I don't know about the relegation battle thing, because I don't know if the game's smart enough to know that. But the reputation of the league is what it uses, or the reputation of the competition you're playing in is the sort of factor. So reputation of the competition, then stage of said competition. So I think it's more noticeable in cup games. Derby matches as well are also counted as big games. So I don't know where they weigh into that, but for example, that's another time where you'll see that as an element of things, basically. Speaking of Michael Fieler, he's hit the ground running this year. He's got 6 in 5, which is quite good. Obradovic has 3. Well, hang on, let me just ignore some of the guys that are out on loan, because that isn't really helpful here. Wait. Hide players out on loan. Oh, he's in the B team now, I think. Hang on, there we go. There we go, that's better. But there's a few players that aren't quite pulling their weight yet. Catalar being one of them. He has not really impressed me much this season so far. I'll give him a chance still, but it's very much been the Michael Fieler show. That's definitely something to note. Lone man, maybe. I mean, let's have a gander. I'll show you the transfers I made. I haven't made that many. Oh my god, there's loads. This guy's called Lone Conte and he's a technical director. Sir, you're so close to the perfect role. Just... nearly. So we've got Lone Ribeiro, Lone Gallet, I'm guessing it's Lone Gallet, Lone Conte, and Lone Merrifield. A lone loan manager would be superb. And this guy here, actually, a Vietnamese dude. Oh, sorry, lady. Vietnamese lady. It seems that it's in the female Vietnamese name pool. I'm guessing it's because it's Loan, right? Perhaps. Not gonna be lucky. You love to see it, Rob. MVQ. So MVQ was like a parallel type A-level sort of level of qualification, if I recall correctly, or something. It wasn't exactly that, was it? It was like a... I remember it from back in the day. Currently finding Vida's big matches. What do you mean finding? James knows it. Obviously, Inferno's got it tattooed. This guy here. He's 29. Hang on, he's a 29-year-old regen. I love the old regens out of nowhere. It's great. I'm registered from League Football. Oh, that's very annoying. How did that... Which league is that, Robert? That sucks. Show the one player. We didn't actually, Jinjo. That is a good idea for something to test in some league games. Thank you for that suggestion, because I forgot that we were going to do that. And I think it's probably because it was during that stream where we were just... Everything was like so full on because of the Champions League run that we just completely forgot to do that. But wouldn't be the worst idea trying that, maybe not against Man United, but trying that in some of our league games today, because ultimately our form has been good in terms of our performances, but the scoring has not really been there. As a result, we are not currently top of the league, which is just amazing. Many of the female name pools are pretty broken. Ah, man. I got loose by leafering. Yeah, I don't really understand why they trialed you again after releasing you. Non-vocational qualification. Oh, of course, yeah, that makes way more sense. Hello, Rakini. So Tuesday's VOD, we just did a lot of signings, some of which I'll be catching you up on in a moment, because we've got a little bit less time, ironically, today. That's true, Ginger. Yeah, how I know that things are going a bit crappy for that, but I hope you and your girlfriend are doing okay as well, because it's important that you look after each other in situations like that, man. So I hope you're well. You think, here we go. James has got the goods. Oh, right, wrong screen. Every time I load it, sometimes I'll click a link before seeing who sent the link, which is not always a great idea. And I just see the V testing and I just immediately know it's James. On this occasion, I obviously did know it was you, right? But it's just, where are you getting these guys, man? Wait, where are you getting this guy? Wait, is this an intake player? Oh my God. That's so dope. Why doesn't mine look like that? Got a there you go. That'll bring you out. Bit of anger gets you going. Iraqi English, that's cool. Where was he born? Does he have like a cool Iraqi birthplace, or is he from like, I don't know, Stoke? Forgive me, Sharpie. It's the first name that came to my head. Morning, Inferno. So yeah, Lone is in the game. Love to see it. Al Needham Market. Yes. Now we're talking. Won't be more. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe you have to choose. Then again, sometimes that can work. Like, we've had some of the smaller nations, like Hadrian's regen's kind of cooking. He's got like 20 caps of Kiribati at this point. Yeah, so the face in the games, because I started this save when the game was a little bit busted, i.e. at any point, but especially here, it didn't actually properly load the face in the games in. So we actually only have 18, which in a way, we are still getting a couple, as you can see. Mostly Turkish for some reason. I don't know why. It seems like the only ones that seem to be able to get through are the occasional Turkish one, or like these random Trinidad guys. Very, very strange. Either way, it means we're having a reduced face in the game population in our save. It's a blessing in many ways. Hello, Jigsaw. How are you, my friend? Yeah, World Cup playoffs this evening. I've got all the score notifications set up. I might even do some predictions later. See if I can give Northern Ireland and Wales and Ireland a little bit of a helping hand, you know, by predicting them to lose. No, I don't think it'd work if I did it on purpose. Jigsaw, thank you very much for the follow. That's super kind, friend. And Lady Wisła's. Lady Wisła's genuinely sounds like a character you try to marry in CK. I was kind of hoping if I do it up to like this, it would come in with, but wait. Oh, it's because it's Vis. Yeah. It's actually easier to type in Sven because I don't have the the W mapped on my keyboard. I do on my phone, which is nice. Except when it randomly puts it in English words, which is always excellent fun. People are like, what the hell is bro talking about? So, Sven's hens. Wait, did they stay up finally? I think they did. I think they might have finally stayed up. They did. They survived a season. This is the first time they've managed to not get relegated. Just about. I mean, actually, just about. They were 7 points clear. That's their first ever survival season. Hell yes. The massively overpowered regions that were inevitably dick us in. Well, to be fair, instead we're met with the Spanish Inquisition of regions from the Spanish lower leagues that will inevitably dick us in. The only benefit is that the other Polish sides have managed to nab a couple of them before they've moved to the big sides, which means they'll at least be able to make some money on the way through, which should help Polish football, even for a momentary boon, if you like. Stay out of that northern. What if I was to predict a nice big Italy win? Like a big old rigatoni dub or something. I don't know. He's doing it. Out of interest, what is the situation of winners of this league like? So I don't know much about women's football in Poland as far as who's good and who's not. What I'm noticing is that GKS Katowice are looking quite good. Pogon, Górnik Łęczna, and then a team I've never heard of. Czarny Sosnowiec. Do they even have a men's team? And if they do, I assume they're much further down the pecking order and whatnot. Alex Paul, is he actually? What, in real life? They could do with him in the save, honestly. They've been shocking lately. You're right. If I predict knowing I'm wrong, I'll be right. I have to go based on vibes. It's the only way, chat. So feel free to punish me later for that one. Thank you, Jigsaw. That's very kind. It's because it's early and I'm ramping up, so to speak. Right. I want to show you some of the things I did. Because obviously I didn't do too much. I did a little bit. I haven't done Holy Scoop yet as well, so we'll do that later. Anarith's favourite. And one little check on the transfer out as well while we're here, just in case there is anyone new on this one. I don't think there is. Well, there is, but they all want the same couple of players that I can't... Oh, no, hang on. New one. Love to see it. This is the best thing. I'm finding so much success with transfer room out. It's actually amazing. Now that I'm starting to understand exactly... They all want Jose Alvarez, pretty much. Even teams that really have no right to Jose Alvarez want a bit of Jose Alvarez. Which I think is a good sign, because I've been playing him for a couple of games at left back, even though we can't really do the job yet. And he's kind of, I think you actually saw in the Super Cup final, that cross he put in. He looks really, really tasty in that position, which is tasty. Ranjbar to Brook bet. Leaders IRL. Really? Interesting. That's kind of cool, actually. Big Northern, I'm putting 10 past to make it a World Cup. Oh, mate, I'm all over that. But let me predict Italy to win, and then... disbanded. Oh, really? I always find it interesting when I'm looking down like the lower women's league, because obviously Fulham, we play in the, I think, 4th tier of the women's pyramid, and at that stage I think there's 6 different divisions, and it's interesting looking at the league tables and seeing, you know, recognizable club names from around the Football League and sort of upper echelons of the non-league spectrum, and then seeing some teams that I'm assuming are completely just women's clubs, and it's really cool just seeing the different teams down there. Some of them have some very strong, like Billericay have not had the best season, shall we say. Looking around the Uffizi. Now, what is that? That sounds like something in Hungary, potentially. In the 9th tier. To be fair, I mean, if you're going to put your eggs in a basket, that's not a bad one to put it in. I am a Fulham fan, yeah. I did see the hashtag news. I'm glad someone brought that up. I've seen a lot of people misunderstanding the reasoning, but if they'd actually read the statement that Spencer put out, I think it would make a lot of sense. It's a fascinating scenario, though, isn't it? Just the way that's sort of come about. So, what I want to show you is the players I signed, which isn't that many, since the end of last stream, which I think was around about here. So we saw that. Obviously, our really disappointing Norwegian joined us. Then, I think it was mostly just a case of getting these guys over the line. By the way, this guy went out on loan to Pushti Neapomitsa. I mean, yeah, Juric is in. Oh, wait till you see him. Wait till you see him. Which I don't know. I read it and kind of just... It got the point across. I understood what they were saying. I must admit, I only did read the first page. I got the gist from the first page. But it does make sense because... I mean, their women's team are at quite a high level, aren't they? Yeah, that's not a good first game, is it? He's a bloody good player, though. And we got a big batch of guys to the push to the appointments this time, and I wasn't expecting as many of them to go. They're now the 3rd-ranked team in the 2nd division. I really hope that this is the year they finally pull it off, but maybe not. I also signed up Harden, who's on a permanent contract for us, one of the Patreon regions, to make sure he doesn't retire, so we can try and get him out properly. 30. That's pretty good. That's higher than Fulham. Holier than now. I guess you're probably right. I guess I never really looked at it that way. Ultimately... I admire transparency in football, I suppose, in some way. Tier above Fulham, that's dope. Big art gallery museum in Florence. Oh, really? I've always wanted to go to Florence. It does look like a beautiful city. Frank Paez as well, who is still actually on loan at the club. This is probably one of the last dredges of the ridiculous Spanish players, basically. Right. There's also Chukwu. He's still got back on loan. But the one that we were really excited about, and I'm even more excited about now that he's joined, is Mirko Juric. He is... really, really nice. Drew Dagenham from his own YouTube channel. I mean, I guess if he's allowed to do so. Anything that brings more eyes to football clubs, particularly in the lower league, I'm kind of all for. He feels like a really nice... I don't like that tries killer balls often with 9 passing. That's a little bit sussy. It's... He's very good, though, because he's already got high dribbling ability. His composure's fantastic. Finishing and first touch are sensible for 20 years old. And he's got reasonable pace. He's got great agility and acceleration. His stamina's awesome. He is very nice. And for 1.4 million, and it's also just nice to see us finding a guy from the transfer room in that isn't just one of those Spanish players from the weird Spanish inflated PA thing. He's the kind of player that you should normally find in your saves. And I like that because goes alone to Corona. Oh, I'd love that. To be fair, he's only just joined... I say only just. What was it? The 11th of August right now. And he joined on the... Oh, no, he's been here for a while. So I have tried to offer him out, but he hasn't gone yet. But I'm hoping we get some interest in him through like a transfer room out. Because those seem way more suitable. I think he's got to be on the cusp of potentially the Serbian national team. Like, right on the bubble, perhaps. I don't... To be fair, Serbia have got some great strikers, in fairness. Hello, Datmapash. Oh, I scrolled off the screen. God damn it. Twitch. Building Nation Iceland. Absolute pain. Yeah. I've... Probably not a bad idea to switch to Poland, if you could. Having tried building a nation once in a nation that doesn't have a normal league structure. League structure. Transfer window structure, I suppose. It can be a pain in the arse. We ran into all sorts of issues in Ireland. Mostly just because of the fixture congestion across the summer, actually, more than anything else. Particularly in European qualifiers, having to play league games at the same time. But, like, sometimes 3 a week was a nightmare. Not compete with the Prem is allowed to stream the games through his YouTube. Oh, really? Okay. I mean, ultimately, if he's allowed to do it, then why not, right? Anything that brings more eyes is always good. News about my content. We're doing a post where I ask interesting pages to content creators one Premier League related question, and they turn their answers into a carousel. Smaller pages managed to land probably the biggest Czech football creator and a bunch of... That's amazing! No, don't apologise for the essay. Sorry, again, you know that I love hearing good news from you lot. That's awesome. If I could speak Czech, I'd be like, I'm not a big enough creator for this. But either way, that's dope. Congratulations, man. The Spanish players, basically, those will pretty much all transfer room in. But I believe you have to have Spain switched on at the start of a save for it to work, or switched on within the first season of the save. Because that seems to be what triggers it, for some reason. Hadrian knows that. Basically, the logic, I believe, is that when you switch them on, certain leagues have this, like, inflated PA influx at the start of saves, and I believe it's to try and keep players more interested, but sometimes Spain does it a bit too much, potentially. That's what it would certainly seem like, anyway. A data save? No. Mostly just because I don't trust the data in the game. It's far too inconsistent and outright incorrect at times for me to trust that in order to make signings. And also, weirdly, I don't actually like making signings based on that. Maybe I would like to try it at some point, but wouldn't commit to it. Just to see what it's like, I suppose. Oh, really? So if it gets turned on at any point, that triggers it, essentially. Right, I see. So the reason we got it triggered so early is because we had it right at the very start. Right, what I'm going to do, we've got loads of, like, actually, we're down to 75 there, so we could probably spam a load more scouting later. But we've got not Champions League, Europa Super. It's the Europa Super Cup, chat. Everyone's favourite competition. Right. Do we want to try this against Man United in the Super Cup final? I honestly don't think it's the worst idea. So the logical idea was basically that out of possession then, it moves to that instead. So you only get one player out of possession dropping back instead. And then you have the pressing central midfielder here. Do I want him to move up? I could have him hold position, but he's in a slightly better... It's the worst possible test bed for it, of course, being Man United. But if it worked against Man United, then who wouldn't it work against? Probably much worse teams, actually, as it happens. Particularly as we're supposed to win this game, apparently, because we are technically the higher seed, if you like. Hello, Dynaxel. I'm tremendous today. The weather is absolutely gorgeous at the moment. Europa soup. What would be in Europa soup other than corruption? No, not both. I want combined. There we go. Right, there's a few tiredness on this one, but that's okay. Multi-save files. I think I do, mostly because I'm pretty certain I moved a couple of them across to this PC to test the save porting thing. So yes, if you remind me on Discord, I should be able to dig some out for you, but I don't know exactly what ones they'll be. But I know I have the looking forward one, which is not especially what you're looking for, I imagine. I might even start paying you here just because Montparnasse is a little on the tired side. Hjertedal might just stay in the team for this one game. I like how it shows the offset now slightly. Now the fact that he's slightly offset there as well. In possession... Oh, he's not. It's just because out of possession he drops back into a 2. Fair enough. At some point we might be able to get into a position where we could actually have him stay further up, perhaps. The problem... Oh, you're right. We could start paying you in the... That is a great shout. Because now we don't have to worry about him dropping deeper, do we? So what we could do is actually drop Painu into that role, move Obradovic to the left to give Hjertedal a rest, and then start Montparnasse, or even Arola, up here. Nice. So I'm still getting into the mindset of this tactical setup. Naeem is also not available, so I'm going to have to take him out of the squad, sadly. But that's okay, because we've got options here. Well, I say options. We've got Olafemi John, really. And then obviously Kaminsky, but Coffey's obviously the man for the job right now, at least. False 9. I don't know. I like our strikers as they are. Although there is one striker I feel like our left striker role might need a bit of work. 6 games in, 1 assist and a 6.84 average rating. It's not superb for our top scorer of last year, potentially. But a broth. A broth! The Europa broth. Lord digging on Vida? What, to find out if he hates big matches? I don't think he did. I would have shunned him if he did. Probably. No, I didn't see the trailer. I think I did see something about it, but I didn't actually watch it. This morning I got up and I just had to jump straight into setting up stuff for stream because obviously I've got to make like different setups and stuff so that we can stream Nutmeg later because obviously it's got sound and things like that. I want to make sure we can get through properly. It's all gone relatively smoothly. It was just a bit of a panic when I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing, which is not different to usual, I should stress. At least we have some options. Oh, bad news. Bad news. It could still turn to good news, but temporarily it is bad news. I didn't know this, but Adrian had a release clause. I don't even remember there being one, but Villarreal have triggered his release clause. I've offered him a new contract, So hopefully he'll sign it. But if not, there's a chance we could lose Adrian as well, which is real bad. So yeah, maybe not the best news on that one. Oh, Twitch, let me scroll. Sonny will never get in it, yeah. Change the tactic to cautious mentality. Honestly, no, because we won the Champions League playing positive and attacking. Ultimately, cautious just means taking lower risks, and I like to build a tactic that I feel like is going to work on any game. That's the idea. And while I will switch to attacking sometimes, I've always just felt like cautious. I did experiment with it on previous games, but I've just not found it useful yet on this one. And I need to do a load more testing with it to see if it can work for me, I guess. Oh, dear. Give a 3-sided football. Right, it's funny you say that, Adam. That was the exact suggestion I had during the intro today. Jetlag is back. It was dope. I'll watch that. It's £20 million, by the way. As far as I know, he's the only one we've got. It's just, I don't remember him having it, or what that clause is. It's because it was a stupid foreign clubs one. I think we didn't rate Adrian as much as... I think when we first saw him, we thought, oh yeah, he's just a random dude. He's okay. And 20 million to foreign clubs seemed like a lot. But he's actually turned into something really, really good. So hopefully he signs a new contract, because I have offered him one. So it should be all right. Using a new gen facepack? No, I'm not. This is just the base game. Is some foreign for him? Good point! He's Spanish! Great shout. Placebo. Probably isn't. It could just be the setup that you use with your tactics might be more appropriate for a cautious style of play. Because ultimately, all those mentalities mean is the amount of risk being taken, with very attacking being the highest of risks and very defensive being the lowest of risks. So it sort of controls your individual player risk on a macro level. I think one of the problems I have is that I feel like when I play a cautious approach using an expressive style of play, the players seem to get quite dogmatic. And it kind of goes back to how... Do you remember that season when they changed the match engine a little bit, and our disciplined style of football that was working really well just completely broke, basically, because now the players were refusing to operate outside of that? Oh, wow, I forgot there's custom graphics for this. Nice. The backup to Adrian is actually the guy who's starting, as it happens, Hernandez. So the plan long term was to have Hernandez and Adrian probably. But obviously if Adrian does leave, which would really suck because he felt like the guy. But we do have Thomas Hernandez, who was the guy I spent like £7 million on last summer, but I don't know if he's quite as good. And loads of guys in the background ready to come through, but I was hoping that he'd be the guy for a little while. Cunha. So Man United's team, that's not the right button, Matt, is... Wait, wrong one. Sorry, I always get the instructions one wrong. So they've got Salakis in goal, Delict, Lenny Euro, said his name right, Aiden Heaven. They've got Mohamed Cisse at right back, Hugo Larson, Kobe Mainu, Aaron Hickey, Monsalve, Cunha, and then David up front, who I'm guessing is a Spanish striker. I wonder where they got him from. I wonder where they've been shopping to achieve players like that. And then the bench, they've got Njai, Costa, Ahmad, Movsesian. Didn't he used to play in Poland? A guy called Kirk Featherston, MP. Nwagashi, Josh Doig, Elliot Anderson, Gruzinskas, who sounds Lithuanian, Uarte, Gardner, and then Hugo Alvarez. So probably a lot of regens on the bench there as well. Either way, like Man United are a good team. They have won, I think, back-to-back European trophies, just not the one that we won. And that's the reason. Lucinio does drop. That is... Oh, sorry, I see what you mean. The reason I'd rather he didn't is because I think he's much better in the role that he's playing at the moment. But we'd have to see over time. We've got options. Like... We've got more players sat in the background as well if we absolutely need them. And this is definitely a year, I think, of transition where we're bringing a few players in and not rotating, but sort of like a snake shedding its skin, I suppose. Like we've got rid of not even dead wood, but we've managed to shed a few guys out the way, get a bit of money for them, and sort of almost like a retool, I suppose. We're retooling the team where we almost take a step back. Like I'd be willing to bet that we obviously qualify through the Champions League, but I would be thinking like quarterfinal exit this year. I wouldn't be disappointed if that's how it ended up. Wow, that is dreadful defending though. We might not reach the quarterfinals if that starts to happen. Catalar again has just suffered deathly today. Peña's rating is awful too, but to be fair, is a new, slightly different, yeah, like a mini rebuild where most of the squad remains the same. We bring in a couple of new guys, lose a couple of big names. This game is being played. I don't know actually. I don't think you can find out where the game is being played when you're in the game. Ironically, full game. Imagine full game for the Super Cup final. Ian Gardner sounds like he would manage Bradford City or something. He's got a manager's name already as an outfield player, like in his current career. United have had one shot in the game. If nothing else, it seems to do an all right job at stopping shots from happening. but it seems to also stop us having shots currently. We're congesting the middle of the pitch quite nicely. That's a really nice little pass. Sorry, I've just noticed something. I don't know if you might notice the same thing I have. Bro's called David. Sorry, David. Outrageous. David. Up from, I've never seen a David before. And we're 2-0 down in the Super Cup. That is a great goal from David. So good at long-range shots they named him twice. Good Christ. That is an unbelievable effort. I don't think any keeper in the world is saving that. Ricky Richards is solid. It might be David, true. On the VOD. So basically what I'm going to do is, when we get to the 2 hour mark, I'm going to set a couple of things up, then briefly stop the stream so that it like makes a different VOD. And if the VODies want to, I'll happily put the VOD up as well. It's not part of my contractual situation, but I genuinely really do like the game. This isn't like he's just like, I actually do. So I'd happily put the VOD up as well if the VODies want to see it too and want to get involved in it, because it is genuinely awesome. I'm actually really looking forward to streaming it, because it's the exact type of game that I think would be really good for that type of stuff as well. Some of you would have already seen TJ play the demo, I think, right? We have been terrible so far. Sorted out, lads. Peña's rating has not been spectacular today. I might, just for the second half, move back to our other system, just temporarily. Also, wait a minute. Wait. When I moved him, it switched him away from pressing defensive midfielder. Can you only have... You might only be able to have that if there's 2 of them, perhaps. What's a VOD? Video on demand. So basically, the replay of the streams. So I put these up on YouTube after I'm done with the streams. That way people that aren't able to make the streams can watch the VODs with no adverts and stuff like that, basically. They obviously can be watched on Twitch as well, but I find that YouTube is often a better watching experience for people like that, so that's why I do that. It's a very normal name. Almost too normal for the footballing world, you see what I mean? But yeah, I can put the VOD up. I'll have to make a little custom thumbnail for it as well. Welcome predictions later. Can you include Bolivia versus Suriname? Sure. What we'll do is we'll just get a fixture list up and I can do it all. Henrik Larsson. Yeah, not Henrik Larsson. Imagine if it was just the reincarnation of a player who's firmly alive. SWD. What's an sweeping... Oh, good save. Aguilar's not had the best day either. It's Lucinho struggled. Alvarez has struggled a little bit. It's not, but I have just switched it back, to be fair. It's tough, though, because it's Man United. And I wonder it might be the fullback situation as well. Because remember, we're playing the advanced wingbacks in this system. And I wonder if maybe that isn't... We're not quite good enough yet to be able to compete with the very best teams using that type of style. Although Catalar and Fila, in fairness, have both been awful in this game. So it isn't even just a Catalar thing. Hello? Can I click him? There we go. And... Jesus, Peña's on a 6.2. Oh, no, obviously now he will have obviously suffered from that. But I might just bring Obradovic on... Just make sure I've got him in the right position. Yeah, I do. And perhaps Olufemi John. Why the hell not? We are missing Naeem, though, massively, as always. And Bellingham, why not? We've got to do something. Roll them dices. Was he already on? Oh, well, he just shuffled around. I think he may have moved to the other side. Wait, did I just move? Fuck, I've just taken... Right. I see what I did there. What? Yeah. That's what I meant to do. Got there. Cautious mentality. Nothing like cautious at 2-0 down. I do that quite often when I forget there are players on the pitch. Stopping wide centre-back. Okay. Ultimately, I think it's tough when you've just won a Champions League to start changing the system too much. Like, that's the thing. Because I just feel like it got us to a certain level and maybe you can over-tweak things. Not that I'm opposed to doing it, but I wondered if maybe today was not the best time to do it. We've not looked too bad. I think we've immediately looked better when we switched back, to be honest. It was Mateus Cunha, David. Ah, of course. How silly of me. Are we just going to... I might throw it on attacking for the final 6 minutes. Don't change what's wrong. I mean, I do like doing little tweaks occasionally because while the system was playing really well, we did notice there were still some little issues with it. But sometimes you can fix one thing and break 2 more. But there's definitely an issue with the main striker in the system. Because Fila's been able to absolutely cook so far this season with already 6 goals. But the other side of things has been crap. Oh, Coffee! Ooh, bit of a weak effort, in fairness. You found another weird name. Christopher Rodney Hickenbotham. And he's Japanese. Because obviously he has. Which prefecture is Christopher Rodney Higginbotham from? That is extremely interesting. Oh, dear. I quite like some of the United signings that they've actually made. Now that they're playing a little bit better lately, I mean, not that they weren't always, but at times they definitely weren't. Like, ooh. You have to. There is a mandate on you now. You have a casus belli to sign that human being. In the end, the second half for United definitely flatlined a little bit. But, wow, this is a very blue-looking stadium. It's not the super biggest one either. Wonder where this actually was. Nice United badges there. Can we see it now? Stadion Stozica. That feels like Slovenia, Slovakia kind of way, maybe? I don't know. It's probably fine. It's in like Malta or something. Taking the occasion. I guess so. I try to avoid tinkering as much as possible because usually when... Is it Slovenia? Get in. Knowledge. Hopefully I did actually say Slovenia first. It felt Slovenia. Yeah, it's just built on top of the Slima shopping centre. Oh, Ljubljana. Okay, fair. I like the colour of the roof. Right, that was a crapper. He actually had the most shots in this game as well, which was funny. Just did do nothing with them. It's actually in Slough. That great place for a shopping centre, to be fair. I am really bad for tinkering in games that are on full match, which is why I think we won the final, because I tried to avoid tinkering until the very last minute. What I think cost us in the Europa League final was us missing chances, of course, but also just my incessant tinkering. Didn't seem to work out that well. What I'm going to do, not temporarily, is revert this back to how it was for the time being, and then we can reassess and maybe try something slightly different. Because I hope that it hasn't removed any instructions on these players. I don't think I had them on them anyway. But I want to make sure. Luckily, I've got the other version of the tactic that I can check. So I believe that that looks the same, but obviously there could still be other things in there as well. I think the next changes I want to make potentially are... Wait, hang on. Why are they both... Oh, no, we're fine, yeah. I feel like something to do with the Catalan role still doesn't sit right with me. And I'm not sure if it's one of these or something else that I want to try with him to just try and get something more out of him. Because this year he is... I mean, 7 games in, or 6 appearances in and 1 assist for a striker is absolutely not good enough. Particularly when you think of... Obviously, Man United's different, but the games we've been playing... We're 5th in the league at the moment, which is mad, basically. I just hope that contract gets signed. Because if we lose him as well, that would be bad. Okay, good. Wow, hang on a minute. Silly finally agreed to a loan move. After all these years. And weirdly, it wasn't actually a push the poor loan. Didn't even know that was possible. Crazy times. Right. Twitch, let me scroll. It's like it won't let me scroll until such time as like a message in chat comes up, and then it lets me do it. I'm actually gonna have to use my other monitor. Crazy. They need to sort that. What was I gonna do? What did I miss? Oh, no, I didn't. Sorry, there was a message in there. I thought tagged me, but it didn't. Okay, never mind. It was tagging someone else. Right. Okay, cool. In that case, no. But it is his real name in the sense that he's a regen player, but he's also a Patreon regen player, which means that his name was created by someone else essentially. So I don't know if that's probably not a real name. You never know. Right. Release clause check. Oh, we already have that column switched on. Wait. Ah, it's because it's minimum fee release clause. That's why we didn't see it, because it's the foreign clubs one that got stuck on him. I believe he's the only player with one of those, because that's a pretty niche situation. But let's just check, make sure. Oh no, clauses release. Oh, there's so many of them. Foreign clubs is the most common one though, isn't it? Minimum release clause, foreign clubs. Adrian, yeah, it's just him. That one just snuck through. Hopefully, though, we will get...
Cooper,
hopefully he signs a new contract. If nothing else, that's all we can do.
With over 600 dance moves, and I am programmed to get freaky.
Yeah, I don't know how... I think basically we just thought, well, you know, he's one of our random Spanish loan guys. It's probably fine if he goes. Not really, no, because for me, he's one of our starting centre-backs. Wickers, thank you for the follow. So to lose him would really suck, given that how much issue we had with centre-backs last year, and he was the one guy from that bunch that kind of broke out of it. I have offered him a new deal, so we just have to see if he accepts it. Obviously, it's a huge contract wage rise, but we'd expect that. Stara Ljubovnia, or Ljubovnia. I've said the same thing twice. My first try... Oh, okay. So this is 2nd-tier Slovakia, or is this 3rd-tier Slovakia? I can never tell. Sometimes I'll see a 2 there and be like, it must be the 2nd tier, but I'm starting to think that's probably 3rd tier, isn't it? Maybe not, actually. Don't know. Slovakian Noahs. Oh, it is 2nd tier. Sometimes leagues lie to you. They'll have the 1 dot league will be the 2nd tier, or even lower sometimes. Looking at you, Denmark, I think. 20 more players. Well, we need to get some... What we need to do, really, is look... We need to get out the holy scoop, pretty much, because at the moment we've got... There's only 75 players currently going around on the scouting, which is actually quite low for us, given how many scouts we're at. And we can essentially scout way more players now. I was sort of stuck in the mindset of not being able to sign or like scout that many, but now we can just do as many as we like, pretty much, and just trust that they'll get through them. Oh, I already scouted those. So I think the holy scoop now would be a perfect idea, because that will give us a really nice like bed of players to look through. Based on club scouting knowledge, I think manager knowledge also plays a part. Oh, interesting. Well, in fairness, I guess that the manager's knowledge does form part of the club scouting knowledge. So I suppose in a way it kind of does do that, because ultimately what the club knows is just an amalgamation in theory of what everyone that's at the club knows, including the manager, I guess. Although, again, it'd be something to test. It's not going to be in the first DOF video, because the first one is more dealing with the quality of DOFs and what results those kind of things give you. But I do want to look at the impact of the knowledge stuff, especially as I found this weird thing that lets you get really fast knowledge of a nation, but unfortunately, because it decays so fast, it sort of becomes a bit superfluous at that point. Red Fox part of the net. Oh, that's cool. Is this a bit like the Blue Goose situation where I was really upset about that? Right, so that's 15 to 18, but that's not the one I want, is it? We want this one and this one, which is usually about 1,000 play. There we go. Well, dead on. Nearly. Dead on nearly. Not quite, but close enough. We already know about you, but that's fine. So, with these ones, I think our best bet is to probably go through and have a look, and pretty much anybody who was born in a nation that even vaguely has some kind of youth level probably is worth a scout. Even if it means we're scouting 300 or 400 of these guys, I'm okay with doing that, to be honest. And obviously, if you see anyone here that looks better than just the average guy they're stood next to, if you like, let me know. Oh, Wales. Hello. I mean, Man United in there is a bit of a stretch, but there's some options. There's a guy called Winford Edwards. Kyle Griffiths. Wait. Balkany? He must be on loan, right? Okay. Sure. This is Kyle Griffiths. He's a goalkeeper that plays for Balkany in Kosovo, but he's got or has been in a Wales under-21 squad. That's why I like these things. A Welsh Kosovan. I don't know if he... Does he even have Kosovo's second nationality? Yes, he does. Born in Pontypridd. Or Pontypridd. Amazing. I love shit like that. That's perfect. Those are the ones I want to watch out for. His dad was on a stag do. Idiot. Vietnam, but they're all usually at domestic sides, and they're Vanuatu, the usuals. A couple of Uzbeks. Nothing wrong with that. This is actually a Malta national team. Either third shirt or goalkeeping short-sleeved shirt. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but the badge, it's a Malta national team shirt. I have 3 of them. I've got like the red one, the white one, and this green one, which I think is a third kit, but it might also be a goalkeeping shirt. I'm actually unsure on that one. But they're weirdly very comfortable. Give Over as a kit manufacturer makes some really nice comfy kits. They just seem to fit really nicely with my particular body frame, which is a lack of a body frame in fairness. It is, isn't it? And this was like £11 on classic football shirts. And the 2 other ones I got were like £13 each. So you can sometimes get some really good deals in there if you want really niche things and happen to like multinational team shirts, I suppose. Yeah, because sometimes CFS can get a bit of a rep of being quite expensive, and I realise they absolutely are in certain areas, but there are still some good deals to be had. I guess it's just a question of whether what they're offering as far as really good deals to get rid of stock happens to interact with the window of what you're looking for, right? Mr. First Hour again. Ah, you see, that's because I started an hour earlier. Had to today. Today's a big day. Loads of UAE guys, but they'll be really expensive. Unless there's any wanted symbols on them as well, actually. Something also to pay attention to. Loads of Tunisians. But no wanted symbols. So we've done the 18 one and we've done the 16 one. And obviously there are some 16s in this as well. So there might be some new players on there too. But I haven't really looked at the 17s because it's that mid-range where you're just never quite sure. So we might get some bad ones out of this one. But if you find one decent player, it's totally worth it. Wesley Tinto is a good name. Italian shirt today. I don't actually... Oh, no. Not true. I do. All I've got is my fake Roma shirt from 2003. It's the only Italian football shirt, as far as I know, that I own. No, well, I got a Sassuolo jumper, but that doesn't quite count, does it? And it's a really weird material. I get the feeling it would keep you quite warm, but yeah, no. Second-hand thing. Yeah, for sure. Well, that's why mostly I vinted. Vinted is the way. Most of the stuff I buy is just vinted these days because it's so much cheaper to get really quite good quality stuff. And clothes are just really expensive. Benjamin Bricks is apparently a Thai player. Second nationality? German! German Thai. Born in Bangkok. Nice. We like those. Good morning, Bagpuss. How are you, my friend? Palmer Christmas. You're right. I do have a Palmer Christmas jumper as well. I guess that's technically also counts. There's two Sweetberts here. Hamisi Sweetbert. God, they really do just have an Emmanuel Sweetbert, who I think we've looked at in the past because we actually have some scouting knowledge of him apparently. More Tanzania, Simbadi, Kelvin Ramadhan, couple Tajik guys, few Syrians. Why not? You just find the weirdest stuff. I mean, there's a load of Swiss dudes who aren't going to scout because why the hell not, right? But and they are all at Swiss clubs too. Except for no, that is Swiss, isn't it? He's probably on loan from a bigger side. No, don't own an Italy national team shirt. Your secret is safe. Sudan. Actually, wait, Suriname. Occasionally, Suriname does just randomly produce a ridiculous player, even at their domestic sides. As I found out when I did that Suriname video a couple of years ago. Sudan has a habit of making some good players. Vincent probably not. St. Lucia probably not. Most of the Saints tend to struggle. Now then. Ah, wait, they're actually all at big sides. I love seeing Spain because sometimes you do see some really good ones, but these guys I'm willing to bet are all just... Are they all just at Real Madrid, Barca and Atletico? Yes, they are. Cool. D'Angelo Weingard. That's solid. It's just a good name. South Sudan. Kerbol. Space program? Perhaps? Bit of you. Usually it's Sudan rather than South Sudan that produces the really good players. South Korea and South Africa. Oh, Lord. They cooking. That's a lovely batch of players. Any interest in any of them? No, none yet, but that's okay. Somalia, sometimes worth a little look. Solomon Islands, probably not quite. Slovenia, though, hell yes. Please tell me it's a wanted civil. No, never mind. And one Slovakian dude as well. Slovenia and Slovakia are so good for this kind of thing. Singapore, probably not. Sierra Leone, that's a lot of players, but probably not. Senegal, hell yes. What was the guy at Strasbourg? Wait, who's this guy? Musa Diallo plays for Bisora. Oh, it's a Guinea-Bissau team. Okay. That's very different. He's free. Is he? Wait, wrong guy. Oh, yeah. Why not? We'll have him. Make it my first signing of the day. Random dude. This is so much searching. Here we go. Paolo Vidazinha. Loves a big match. See? And do you know who loved a big snack? The guy that's hidden here. Dangerously off the screen, thankfully. Goodness me. He was a chunky man, wasn't he? Bloody hell. Oh, well, times change. 1 year contract. Probably not there, lad. We're going to give you a bit more than that. Dude purse. I love it. That's actually probably another reason to have the MLS and stuff switched on, just so you get access to the US, Canada name pools for things exactly like that. Loads of Celtic and Rangers fellas, but you never know. Jordan Frizzle could be good. His career might peter out. Samoa, Rwanda. Loads of Rwanda. Murphy Banga. And we move. A couple of Russian lads. Probably the wrong sport here. Qatar. They'll be expensive as hell. Puerto Rico. Wow. 3 Portuguese guys. Wait. This guy plays for a team called Lunlock. In Macau? Johnny Thomas Ramos. But he's born in Portugal. I don't know if I have Portuguese youth rating, but Peru? Ayrton Soto. Oh my god. That would have been very cool. Portugal mentioned? It gets mentioned a lot. Usually because we're drawing 0-0 with Portuguese sides. I'm pretty certain that every single time we've played a Portuguese side in this save, we've drawn 0-0. No, we beat Porto away. And actually, no, we beat Braga. Have we conceded a goal to a Portuguese side in this save now I think about it? Because we beat Porto and Braga 1-0. We drew a Sporting 0-0. Couple more Norwegians. Can't go wrong with those guys. North Macedonia, they're always chefing. North Korea and Nigeria, yes, finally. More like it. Nicaragua. Most of these guys will be absolute ass, but if we find 3 or 4, then it's done its job. But we couldn't really afford to do it before because our scouts wouldn't have got through the players faster. But now I find that every week it's like 100 new guys. So you can get through 500 in like a month. It's great. Still a lot of shit to drag through, but that's okay. Montenegro, Moldova, Mexico, yes. I'm missing a lot of these names. There might be some quality ones in here. I'm too focused on the countries. Malta? Yeah, why not, eh? They've never produced a good player, unfortunately, but hey, live and learn. So Portuguese, oh yeah, absolutely. I was just hoping that maybe he had Portuguese youth rating and was playing for Macau or something so that he could be really, really good. It's always cool when you see like a standout player from a slightly less fancied nation, I guess. Usually because they've generated in another country's youth system. Loads of Lithuanians. Libya's never a bad look for these. Neither's Liberia, actually. I probably could have just scrolled a bit further now I think about it. Yeah, I'll have Liberia as well. Anyone that's come out of a Czech club? No. for once. The Marleyan. Does he actually? Oh, yes, he does. And actually, when you think about it, it's just El Mohamedou, but the way it's written makes it seem longer, I suppose. I love all the different spellings of those kind of names. Latvia? We'll have a bit of the Lebanese guys as well. Why not? Have a couple of Latvians. Someone's got to sit on that park bench. Wow, Kyrgyzstan. I wouldn't normally, but that's a lot of people. They probably just had a new tournament or something. It's helpful to do this in the summer as well when you've got international squads. Probably could have done it during the World Cup, actually. Hello, Chili Con Carnage. Loads of Jordans. Couple of Jamaica. Oh, Ivory Coast. That's more like it. That could actually be really good. Don't normally see as many as that. And loads of Italians. An Italian at Ottawa. Okay. Couple of Irish guys. Loads of Iraqi guys. I want one like James's. I'm going to have to get my youth in. It doesn't really work like that. India. I think they're all Indian clubs, unfortunately. Iceland and Hungary. That's great news. We'll have a bit of that as well. Well done. Good, my friend. How are you? Not nationality. So the youth rating doesn't come from the nation they were born in. It comes from the nation of the club that they generated in. So a player could be born in Portugal, but they could still come through at a club in Macau, like this guy, and have Macanese second nationality. But if he came through at a Portuguese club and had Macanese nationality, then he would use Portugal's youth rating, which means that there's a much higher chance of him being good. It's how we ended up with Roy Fleming, who was this Anguillan fella that we had on our previous Building a Nation save. He technically genned in England, which means that he got England's youth rating and was like a not world class. He was a very good player, played for Inter and all that jazz. And he would never have been that good, or not never have been that good, would have been a lot less likely to be that good if he'd come through at an Anguillan side. Almost zero chance, I would have said. A couple of German guys in there as well, actually. It's a German at Go Ahead Eagles. I like that. Isak Isaka Osei. Good name. Great work. A couple more in there, guys, as well. Adrian Dupont. We could get another Adrian, I guess. I always scout Ethiopia in the hopes that I'm going to find a new guy, but I don't think we're ever going to find an Ethiopian fella as good as that one we had before, who we never really got to use that much either because I didn't rate him. Typically. Egypt, Ecuador. Oh, yeah, now we're cooking. Oh, Dr. Congo, too. Wait, is that going to be enough players to even scout? Sure, why not? Dominican Republic, they get a few guys as well. I'll let a couple of Djiboutians through. Oh, no, maybe not. This is going to add like 300 or 400 to the scout report, and that's perfect. Because we'll get through them easily by the end of the window, no doubt. Have those guys too. Forgive me if I'm not looking at chat at the moment. I'm just want to get these guys scouted, and then we can catch up. Challenger's a last name. Oh, love to see it. Hang on. I'll do a look up immediately for Challenger. That guy's called Van Igor Tormenzo. Van is a first name. There's a few. But to be fair, some of the guys that I'm clicking on, they might not even have the nationality of the birth nation. They could have other nationalities, which is what makes this kind of fun. The big surprise reveal when you find out that they actually play for Reunion. Burundi, Burkina Faso, greatest team of all Africa. We're nearly there, I think. Brunei usually has a few. Botswana. Bolivia's got a nice little gaggle of them. This is where usually you struggle. Oh, Belgium. Only a couple of... I love those guys as well. Why not? Jean-Paul Cardo. Wolfgang Salvers, but he sounds serious. It's impossible to be called Wolfgang and not mean serious business. Just no one called Wolfgang has ever been an unserious person in history. Hey, Boca Juniors fella. Nice. And Angola. We've already got a cracking goalie from there. Why not one more? Algeria and Albania. Nice. That should do nicely. Yeah, Wolfgang sounds very German, doesn't it? De Coldis Crawford. That's glorious. Whenever I hear names like that, Yes! That is a big deal. Adrian turned down a release clause move to Villarreal and instead signs a £33,000 a week contract with us on a 5-year contract. Get in. Wouldn't it be funny as hell if we now look into the things and there's suddenly another release clause that I'd forgotten to take it out? It's now 20 million again. That's beautiful. That is a big deal, actually. Yes, lad. I'm actually going to clip that so I remember to put that in the recap specifically. Sometimes I forget things like contract renewals. Yeah, losing him would have been really bad. A lot of wages if he plays for Spain. Think about it like this, though. If he's playing for Spain at centre-back, one, he's got a lot of competition, and two, if you're good enough to play for Spain at centre-back, you're probably worth that kind of money. That wouldn't even make him our highest paid player. We already checked our release clauses. He was the only one we had. The reason it didn't show up is because this column that you add for release clauses doesn't count foreign club release clauses. So that's why we didn't see it. Yes, £5 million one now. But like, we've already got Pena and Montparnasse on 64k. So even if he did get that, it'd be totally fine. Yeah, we checked and no one else has one. We added another column just to make sure. I don't even know how it ended up in there. Veggie, thank you very much for the 43 months. My suspicion is that it was... when we first signed him, we were just trying to get these guys through the door, and I thought at the time that he wasn't that great, because I don't think he had decent PA at the time. It was just like he looked okay attribute-wise, and I thought, well, £20 million, he's probably going to the loan farm. That'll get some good money later, not realizing that he was actually going to be really good. So the biggest thing, Jose, is that we've averted a crisis in the sense that we nearly lost Adrian because of a release clause, but he has signed a new contract, so that's now gone. We lost the Super Cup to Man United. Yeah. The loan farm, by the way, should be close to 200 again. 196 now. We've really cooked in the loan farm. There's barely anyone left to actually send out anymore. How many years left? Oh, I don't think he'd ever put... I think he's too good. But I believe it's 5 years no matter what. So he's probably got about 4 years left. Hello, Andy. Any deals have been done? Only for a... There's one player I signed up, but what I have just done is set up scout reports for... like 500 people? It's a pretty good amount, particularly as our loan farm has been shrinking for the last couple of years. What I've really focused on over the last year and a half was getting the groundwork for it to come back up again. So picking up more younger amateur players on whims and just bringing guys in repeatedly. I think that's what's really helped. But if you look at our B team now, so if I just filter this using the other view and sort by age, that there, those 39 people, that is all that are left. That's the only players that are left at the club now that aren't out on loan, that aren't in the first team. We had like over 100 in this squad before. And I'll obviously try to offer them out again, because there is some interest clearly in some of them. But, shit, I think we're actually, maybe I've already done it. I might have already offered them out. Yeah, I think I have. We'll have to wait for another one to come through, I believe. At least, unless anyone's contract's expired and I haven't noticed. I don't think they have, but... Ranjbar is actually being offered out as it happens right now. Oh, that's what it was. It's because he was offered out through transfer room out. We have to wait for that to come through. That is literally, it actually is Ranjbar that's causing the issue as it happens. We've got an interest in him, but it's from Brookbet. So, ultimately, I'd be happy if he went to Brookbet. That's true. Imagine if he got relegated somehow. It would just... The entire team just leaves. So, Carlson Challenger. Amazing. Courtney Challenger and Anderson Challenger. So, it appears to be in the Venezuelan ladies' name pool, the Dominican name pool as a surname, and also Antigua. Love to see it. Manu would be great to get a loan. I actually had one arranged for him, but he opted to stay. We did transfer him out. What I'm going to do, because I already did transfer him out a couple of days ago, is let the ones that we've offered out expire, then offer out the main batch again. Because you can't offer out the main batch if you've got an outstanding transfer room out request going. It's a little annoying. So as a result, I'm going to let that come. Well, you can, but you'd have to figure out exactly which players are missing, and it's just easier to do it this way. Young keeper. Young keeper. That would be my guy. We need him. More funny names. Christ, who was that one we found? We did find a funny name last stream, if I recall, and I can't for the life of me remember who it was. It was one of those fantastic, like, combination names that doesn't work outside of that. Sadly, no. Sadly, no young keeper. It's what we needed all along. But alas, he still eludes us. At least he is pretty much club raised as well. But I think like with Ranjbar, for the good of his like development, him being out on loan is probably for the best for him anyway. We've already hoovered up all the young keepers 100%. Let me just check transfer him in. I don't think there's anything new in there. There shouldn't be, because why would there be, right? Wow, there's some shit in here. What I might do though, actually, is just look at a couple of the youngster ones, because we might be able to just grab a load of random freebies off of this transfer room in. We go to the bottom. Anyone that's got like 4 stars is available on a free. They could probably be the exact type of guys that... These are good ways to get loan farm. I think bank is loan. I don't know. Maybe. A lot of different loans went through or didn't go through, so I'll have to check in a moment, but I don't know if he did or not. There was definitely a bid on the table for him. Is this team called Promises? Oh no, that's the Promises. I thought the team was called Promises. Which, actually, that isn't crazy to say, because I guarantee there probably is a team out there called Promises. So I'll get you in as well. 8 years for you. Just hoovering up a few more of these guys could behoove us quite nicely just as youngster contracts. Because the breakthrough prospects, they're good and they actually want loads of playing time and they're not available for free. But the youngsters almost exclusively seem to be nearly free, if not free. And I think that's quite useful for us. I know you can, James, but then I have to go through and figure out exactly which ones and remember the entire list. And ultimately, it's just easier for me to let those ones sort themselves out and then just offer the entire list out. Because one thing you can do is you can offer a player out via transfer room out while they've already been offered out through the other screen. That does let you do it, but it won't let you do it the other way round for some reason. He's actually costing money, but this guy isn't. Not very good either, is he? Do I want to spend money? I'll have a look at him at least first. Ah, you know what? Fuck it. Why not? He's cheap enough. What do you want from him, lads? 38k, no problem. It would just allow us to restock the loan farm a little bit, and I think this is our best way of doing that. I truly think that youngster squad status and then transfer him in will find you loads of players for this, particularly as you can almost always get freebies. Like, he's not free either. I promised freebies, and now I'm lied. Cicero Hernandez, wow. See what I mean? To me, he's perfect loan farm, unless he wants something dumb. Oh. I think he's probably been in here for so long that he has signed a new contract since. That's frustrating. Oh, well, we move. He isn't horrible, no. I was quite impressed with him, actually. Oh, he, on the other hand... Wait, there's a few on this one. These two are both free. And he's Polish! Love to... Wait, hang on. Didn't he just play for us? It's going to be proper embarrassing if he did. Nah, it's fine, it's fine. We'll have you. I can't believe he'd get released. I should have put the loan thing in there. Oh, well. Have you... 8-year contract. Welcome to Poland, where you already live. Oh, that you do. He didn't turn out that bad, but I wasn't going to sign him off stream because I thought he'd be one that you guys want to see more of. So I just sent him around again, so we can deal with him when he comes back through, which should be quite soon because he would have been back towards the front of the list again. This guy's at Volvike. I like that I'm not even. Ooh, it's a bit more money there, Marcel. Is that the smartest move from me? Do you know what? If I always made the smartest move, it wouldn't be very fun, would it? Fuck it, we're doing it. That might have been a bad idea. What about you, though? He might be genuinely quite good. Takuya Hama. If his agent doesn't... he's literally moved clubs during this window, hasn't he? Bugger me, man. Gotta act. I might just create another one that just does youngsters. See if we can grab some more like that towards the end of the window. Centre backs. There you go. Modo Jata. He'll be not even that bad. Great beard as well. But just spending a little bit of cash like this will just help us And even if they end up at Pushnia Poor Mitsa, although I don't think they will, just because I don't think they... Well, they will take more players, but these guys probably wouldn't get in their squad because they've actually got some really good players now. We're a work agency. We're making connections. That's more like it. Hello, Mihailo. And he's Serbian. That's fun. Youngster. Nice. Get him out on loan. I reckon you could probably sign 10 guys like this in every single window. None of them are ever going to be well... I mean, you might get lucky. And occasionally one might turn out actually good. But the whole point is you're not really doing it for that purpose. You're doing it so that you get other clubs in Poland or whatever nation some players available. And there's another Serbian guy. Interesting. We've had quite a lot of Serbians rocking up in the transfer room over the course of this window. I wonder if one of our new scouts has quite good Serbian knowledge that's boosted it up underneath. I say new, from like 6 months ago. Second Yellow is beng.com. Hello, Craig. Don't mind me, just hoovering up people. Right, what I'll do then is I'll just delete these requirements for the time being. That way I can... Or do I create new ones? I think I might create new ones just on youngster status. And I'll have to do it manually, obviously. Just to see... And at least it means that I have to set the age ranges on them because it defaults it properly. So that's in possession, out of possession there. No, not star player. That'd be great. But yeah, I haven't done this manually in ages. Oh, I hate this screen so bloody much. It is the worst. It just doesn't work very well. I'll do that. And then we want DM in possession, DC out of possession, youngster. Did that actually create? Yeah, I did. Okay, that's weird. What's the crack? The crack is we are signing loads of young players off of the transfer room in youngster requirements who are clearly not great, but will bolster the loan farm. And if nothing else, it might just be a couple of guys that just end up starting our relationship with another team for their loan farm, meaning that we can then obviously get more players out to them later. And sometimes it's just about starting that up. What have I missed here? Striker, ACMC. Is it really only 7 positions we use? I'll do a goalie one as well. It's tougher with goalie because it's like... I don't actually know what the youth rating for the goalie is. Date again. Now, pretty much, yeah. It's like blind date, but you can see a little bit better. Although, maybe not because of the fog of war. Chan? If you didn't play for Aopspor, I would be very disappointed. Quite simply, I'd have been very disappointed. B team wins the cup. Unfortunately, that's not possible. I mean, the B team can win the cup, and I would really like them to at some point. They probably won't in this save just because none of the players are good enough now because they're all out on loan. But if the B team does win the cup, you basically, the league position will just take the European thing because B teams, as far as I know, are banned from Europe on a UEFA level. And that's what would always prevent that from happening. So Saints are Premier League. Don't think the league's actually started again yet, but they have been for a... In fact, they were promoted, ironically, first season of the save and have steadily been making progress. Not the finalists. I don't believe so, no. I don't think it's smart enough to do that. I'm pretty certain in the way it works is that it would just go to the league like normal. I don't know about that. Actually, we'll have to find out because at some point in this save, I can... Will it happen? There is a chance that it could happen, but my guess is it wouldn't be our B team, ironically. Targeting signing. So far, we've got... Oh, Christ. So it says 19, but obviously it doesn't count the ones before. So I think we're up to about... We're 25 there. I've got currently about 10, 15 about to sign for us as well. Signing a ton of players. I know, no one else signs tons of players. Right? It's my own unique niche. Here we go. Speaking of signing players. A couple little contracts. God, ever since I discovered that with a youngster contract, you can literally put in any terms you like and they'll agree to it for the most part. As long as you leave their base wage, which is usually very low. Oh. Okay. Fine. Oh, him as well? See, that's the problem, because those ones we waited too long on because it's really old report. That's what's cost us there. That's okay. The next lot will be way better, I promise. Aha! Here we go. Transfer room out, doing business again. And there's a scout report in there. That'll be a very tasty little look. So they declined to make an offer. Brookbet make a loan offer for Hassan Ranjbar. He's 22 now. He's also D-rated. His attributes are still quite good, but he never had the physical capabilities of, wow, that's a massive beard, Hassan. Fair play, buddy. Turns 20 and he's like, yes. Yeah, so the contract actually really made scouts. You could, yeah. You genuinely could. Actually, it's probably still not smart to do that because I'm pretty certain that the amount of data you still see on a player when you get that initial scout report still does factor in your club's knowledge. So it's still best to have... maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Now what you've done there, Craig, is add another thing of the tests I want to run now. But the first one I'm keeping specifically to how does the quality of your DOF affect the players you get at all levels of scouting, and therefore what is the optimal setup for it. So looks like Brookbet are going to get Seaman Bank as well. God, he really has dropped off in terms of his... We must have just a few players that have just gone beyond so much that it just makes him look... Hey, Nigel Lunga as well. Love to see it. Right, view all offers. I'll accept... it probably should be Brookbet because I'll accept both and he can choose, but that's fringe player. There's more sort of knowledge there, I guess. New test. Well, no, that's why I decided to break the video down into smaller videos, because otherwise I'd just keep testing stuff over and over and over and never actually get the video done. Look like Jesus, you say? Interesting. Famous for inventing the Cup Winners' Cup, as we found out earlier. Right, scout report. Not going to miss it this time. Only 61. Ah, there's King Shitu. Perfect. He still looks quite cheap, actually. We still don't have more information. Did we just try and punt on King Shitu? Didn't we try this before and he said no because he'd only just moved or something? God. You find all your regens in the cradle of filth and whatnot. I'll try again. Why not? I forget why we couldn't sign him before, and I think it was to do with... I genuinely can't remember. I think it was just that he'd only just signed a contract with them there, in fairness. We'll try again. Can't hurt. Right, let's get rid of the crap, though. Oh, is it Inter? Right. That might still be players left over from that recruitment focus I did. Right, you guys... There might be some... Is any... I'm looking at the 4-star ones just to see if there's a completely free player in there that might be worth picking up. But if they drop off below that, then that's my cut-off line, I suppose. That guy's just called... Oh, no, it's Yuri. I thought it said Unsaily. Ah, man. Why does it take 13 players and then... Right, so we can keep reporting King Shitu, which means we can use that to move to the next ones. Okay. Buy-in player, Inter player, these aren't for us. Colazo, though, was intriguing. Oh, my goodness. Indian player in the 5-star potential bracket. Okay. He's actually not horrendous. And at 16, got decent value too for Chennai. Chennai's B team. Too young. Santa baby for you, my friend. I thought that might happen, but it did work. We haven't had an Indian player for a while. Or ever, actually, that was actually any good. Gilbert Hamadou. Oh, yeah. Hundy P. 18 years old. These kind of attributes. He's for sure a... Yeah, that's superb. This is more like it. Now we're signing people. Can I just take him for free? Are they going to agree to that? Okay, they want a little bit. Arrange friendly, lol. The day they call one of those in is the day I shave... maybe not shave my head, actually. That would be excessive, because some sods law, they'll do it. Ridwan Godwin. He's only 17. He may not say yes to us yet. Oh, he will. Nice. He's a little bit more of a punt, because he is a bit more expensive. So if he's on the lower end of that, or the lowest end of that, I'll take it, 180k. I think 250k is my blind punt limit. That guy's 21 million pounds. Expensive. All right, step away from the expensive Belgium mat. Owen Thorpe in Canada, plays for Cavalry. He's a goalie. Bit on the pricier side. Mario Garcia, Guatemala. If he's under 250k, 59k. Sorted. Well played. Champion is a great surname, and as we found out on the last save, champion players can sometimes turn into very good players. That guy's not for sale at all. Right, what about... This is the one I was really excited about. Weirdly, I'm now less convinced. He is only 17, I suppose. He's very expensive. And he is another right wing back. Professional personality, his pace isn't great. He's got very high jumping reach. Passing's a little average. Crossing's very good. Tackling's okay. Marking's solid. Positioning we could work on. I think I'd want to scout him further until he's properly fully scouted to get a better idea of his potential. Because right now he is only reasonable in terms of his scouting knowledge of him. I think. Where's he gone? Yeah, reasonable. Maybe you get that narrowed down a tiny bit more before I drop £7 million on him. I was hoping he'd be better than that, to be honest. Most average player for average streamers. It's what I do. It's in my culture. Hello, Kenneth. Your tooth out. Oh, mate. I weirdly envy you in some ways because I've had some tooth problems for a while now, and trying to stump together things to try and get that taken out is not a cheap deal, unfortunately. Thankfully, it's not been giving me as much issues for the past little while, but still, it's one of those things that will eventually need to be taken care of. My hope is that once things are a bit more stable, Pog and I can finally get like a dental plan sort of thing sorted out, because we did find a dentist, semi-local dentist, on an industrial estate, and as I'm sure you'll agree, chat, all the best dentists are on industrial estates. Tall advanced wingbacks. Yeah, I think that might be why Alvarez on our left-hand side has actually looked quite good. Pog needs braces. Some things just never die, do they? It's great. Right. Oh, that's first team. Now we should be able to do an offer out for the loan guys, because there won't be existing offers on the table for them, and I'll just have to skip the ones that have already got bids on. And then the rest of you, offer via transfer room for loan, bang. And now, if I go a day, I should be able to go back into transfer room in and still be able to see it. Place on the... so yeah, we're on season 8 now, Jimpu. The position is still... I'm not selling them to them. I'd sell them to other people, but not to them. Not a rival energy drink. We're not doing that. Hell no. I've got my limits, you know? So yeah, Europe-wise, coefficient was 7th. We've got 18.2 points left. Those last 3 years have absolutely been fantastic for us. And as things stand technically at the moment, because of teams losing good years and us using bad years, we actually go above Portugal and France. Oh, my apologies, Jimbo. Bloody conceited streamer thinks chat's about him. My bad. England are still miles clear, though. So that's definitely a story for another day. But at least from the starting point, we begin above Portugal and France. There's a chance we could stay there. Frankly. 7 teams next year. No, we have 5 teams this year and 5 teams next year. Currently, we are 7th. But if we could get to 5th, then I think that would give us some new stuff, if I recall. I forget where is it qualification places? And then you have to do that. So 5th would give us 3 in the league phase. 6th would also give us a little bump. So 6th would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 still. But 5th is where it really bumps up. 5th, we'd get 3 there. So that would take us to 5, and then we'd still have the 1 in that. So that would take us to 6 spots. There's progress being made. Not with the best start in the league. No. Performance-wise, it hasn't been. Sorry. On pitch, that is. Like, XG table, we're still top. But we're just... Catalan's just really struggling to put the ball in the net, pretty much. So we had a game against Legia. We were 2-0 up after like 60 minutes. They scored 3 times in the last 20. And that's why they're top of the league right now. It was one of those games where just nothing went right. I think long-term will be okay, because the numbers are still there, but it is still a little bit frustrating. Are these guys actually... Yeah, they're part of the loan crew, aren't they? Or the soon-to-be loan crew. Yeah, it's just classic Poland. It was going to be even worse, because Legia conceded a 90th minute equaliser in their game. They should really have 12 points right now. So it could have been even worse. The downside is, of course, it becomes more difficult for us to claw it back, because obviously before, we just get knocked out of Europe and it was totally fine. And we had all that little league run. But now, we obviously have like European games that run quite late. So we do still need to kind of stay on it. But I think, like, statistically, we're putting up the right numbers. So over the course of the full season, it should even itself out relatively nicely. Or it continues going badly. And that in its own way is just another flavour of fun, I suppose. I kind of like that the league, despite feeling a little bit easy in places in the last couple of seasons, it never feels like it at the time. It always seems to be right there. Bayern Munich want you, and I'm absolutely not doing that. It would just take 1 year for one of the other teams to genuinely put it together. Oh. How could you possibly be a star player who could still improve? How is bro even... How could he still improve? I'm starting to think that I mean, clearly he has elite PA, but I'm starting to think he has, like, elite PA. Like, 180 plus, potentially. The only thing he's got below a 10 is tackling. He's world class right now, and apparently can get even better. He's got 15 caps for France at 21 years old. The man is an unbelievable player. There's just... and to think we paid £4.7 million for him. He just... so basically, he's out of the point of being able to do extension clauses now. Because he's too expensive. But he does have a 4-year contract that he signed in January of this year. So that was his extension, essentially. Yeah, out tackling could be better, but it's not going to get better because it's tackling, unfortunately. But he is the guy. Hello, Harv! Escape Capybara news. Oh, is there an update? I don't know. It doesn't seem legit to me. Something seems off. Yeah, the fact that you see a how are you making developments? Lad, you've done nothing this year. And I'm almost seeing no reason for it. I'm going to fix him. That is my goal this season, to fix him. There's no reason why he should have had the start to the season that he has. He's been absolutely gopping. No goals off of 2xG so far. Managed to get with the program a little bit. Poland playoff... Oh, yeah, shit. Yeah, we're probably getting quite close to that, aren't we? It's rare. Usually when you get a star player that's considered world-class, they never say, oh, they can get better. But I guess it's because he's so young still. But he was good when we signed him. I can fix... I know, but I'm going to try. I can make him worse. Bold of you to assume that that's not exactly what's about to happen when I do it. Right. Other Polish ties. I found the best way to actually show this is just go to the fixture page for us and then just scroll down. It's a little bit less sketchy than it used to be. Still kind of shit. Wow. Holy shit. GKS Katowice knocked out Rapid Wien. He might be the sort of next manager type of player, potentially. Types of mental. You're going to really break his spirit. Loaning for... There's no way Catalan goes on loan. Unfortunately. You're not going to find any club in Poland that's going to take a 4-star CA player from us. It's just not going to happen. Also, he would reject the loan as well. The only way you get guys that are 4-star CA out on loan is when you send them out on loan when they're 1-star CA and they develop out there. Haris Zivkovic, guys like that. That's why we try to do so early. And that's a great result to beat Rapid. I think I saw that one when I was scrolling through. Oh, that one literally has happened today. What a result that is. That would be interesting. Or potentially the Danish team. He'll have to learn both languages just in case. So yeah, they're through. They're playing Maccabi Haifa in the playoff. They could get through that. And ultimately, it doesn't matter if they do or don't. Because if they go into the Conference League, that's fine too. Having them in the Confo, not the end of the world. I'd prefer it in many ways. And Jagiellonia, silly. Zag aren't in Europe. Lechia aren't in Europe. Poznan are in Europe, but they go straight into the group stage of the Europa League anyway, so they've not got any qualifiers. Korona Kielce, okay. They beat Viborg. Oh, that's not easy. That is tough. I mean, Sturm Graz in the playoff round against Corona. I have a horrible feeling Corona might bottle that and we might end up with another season of nobody in the Europa Conference League. I hope not, because I feel like Poland is primed for somebody to take a proper run at the Confo. I can almost like call it the Confo, because Legia got to the semi-finals of the Conference League in Season 2, and no one's been close since then. These teams are so much better now. They just never play in the damn competition. I got a female recommendation in the transfer route. I mean, what exactly are they recommending here? I think that seems like a maybe report them to the police type of job there, my friend. I've always thought that would be something that would randomly happen, but I've not actually seen it. I always get confused because the green used to mean something else on previous FMs. It was like trial players. I used to show up in green or something, but now they're yellow if I recall. That's good for them though, and I believe there's one more, Cracovia, right? They're the other European side, and they beat Rangers 4-1. Okay, lads, sure. Yeah, this has all happened over the course of the week that we've just been progressing ourselves, naturally. Brown, Iliev, Echar, and Juf. Oh, Lukav, I am very good, as one of our Polish guys just knocked Rangers out in the Champions League qualifiers, and so everybody's still involved. That's glorious. And, I mean, PSV, they probably will lose to them, but that's okay. We're going to have probably 3 teams in the Europa League, which is fine. We had that last year. What I really want, though, is that team in the Conference League. For Catalan? Do I have to get my lighter out? I don't actually have a lighter anymore. Just do the phone light thing. Bring those back. Bring those back. Bring back the lighters. It's guaranteed group stage, which is how they got there last year, to be fair. It's just the Corona Kielce one. That is the game. What I'm going to do, actually, because I don't want to forget about it, because it's super important for the series in general, is I'll go the other way around because it's easier to get to them. Or is it? God, I always forget how many teams are in our league. Probably would have been quicker the other way. I'm going to find it here. Or do I have to go on fixtures? I think I have to go on fixtures, don't I? And their first game's away, isn't it? Yeah. We're not going to actually attend the game, but I'm going to set it to attend the game. That way we get reminded that there is a game. And we keep a really close eye on it. Yeah, I feel like the Polish sides in this save have generally struggled when they come up against Dutch clubs, oddly. Especially PSV, actually. We had someone lose to Ajax last year. They tend to get narrowly beaten on goals, but actually you look at the stats and it's an absolute bloodbath, basically. Right, loan, he's already available for loan. That's fine. We might get a loan straight away. He's crap, but someone up there is going to like him. I'd be willing to bet that one of the random dudes that we're spamming signings for today is going to actually be decent. And it's not him either. Okay. Probably should at least look at the player, right? Just to give him the knowledge of, like, we tried, we failed, to the loan farm with you. Salanus, yeah, it's, I'm not surprised by it. It did seem like it was almost inevitable, I suppose. We're back down to just not playing. We're back in the league again now, aren't we? So there's no need for any city bollocks. So for today, I want to try something new on Catalan. But I'm not quite sure what. Actually, no, we'll save that for a stream when we've got more time. I'll just leave it as it is for the time being. And maybe today, when I'm not actually watching the game, maybe that was my mistake. I was watching the off-stream games, not instant resulting them. Just, you got to do that instead. Lucinio, Obradovic, and I want to bring back in my guy, for the time being at least. And the Momp will return. At some point as well, I need to fully clear the bench so we get rid of that silly little pop-up that comes up after every single... that one, because of the Krzyzanowski thing. Centre-backs. I don't know. I haven't really been keeping count. Luckily, we've not been focusing so much on centre-backs this time. We're just signing anybody. Well, not anybody. Although, actually, if you were to look at it, it does seem like anybody, doesn't it? And a 1-0 victory. What's the bet? We had like 6 XG as well. A 1-0 victory over a newly promoted side. Well done, lads. That was sketch. Who scored the goal for us, at least? It was a Momperus penalty. Oh, we are... Ah, yes. This is the story of us lately, by the way. Look at this. This is every game. We are just scraping. How much Catalan did he have? Yeah, indeed. How much did he have? .5. In fairness, Fila also had 0.7 in this game too. This is the new tactic with the advanced wingbacks thing implied to it as well. But that was weird because that wouldn't really be affecting the ability of a striker to put the ball on the net. It would probably make us more weak defensively, but it actually hasn't. It's interesting. I think I'm not really that bothered because luckily at least the performances are still there in terms of the creation is still there. Oh my god, the loans. Holy shit. Wait, push the poor Mitza want one of our players. Lads, you've got enough. That is save some for literally anybody else. He's rejected them. Of course he has. Right. Back in here for a minute. Yeah, we go back to the 2 CDM version. I didn't... I might try that other thing, but I want to test some other stuff out first with it to make sure that... Why is it taking forever? Oh, Freud, okay, apparently. He's going. Why are they after all of our players? Hang on, this is so weird. Pushchini and Mitza are bidding on loads of our players for loans, even though I gave them like 50 players already. It's rare that they actively come out and ask for them themselves. I'm not complaining, it's just odd behaviour, I suppose. See, look, the tactic still seems to cook nicely. It could be a player thing, perhaps. I think what it is, it's... I want to try some more stuff on Catalar, pretty much. But with Ireland, it's fun but difficult because of the way that the league structure works, in the sense that you end up playing a load of league games while you're trying to do European qualifiers, and that can get very, very bad as far as squad rotation goes. Whenever you run into a situation where you're doing 4 games in 9 days, so you'll be playing like Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, no, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday one week I think we had. Hamadou's in as well. The really expensive guy, who I hope is good, despite the fact that I never looked at his profile. Southampton have been linked with some massive players in this save. They were linked with one of our guys, I can't remember who it was, for £70 million. I think it might have even been Catalar, now I think about it. So Hamadou's in. Okay. He's not as bad. He'll do quite nicely. Like 1.5-star CA is a good player for the second tier. That's more like it. A little bit of CA on him, and okay, similar story with Marcel. I assume he was already set for like, yeah, he was, okay. His attributes are actually quite solid. And then you was the free Polish fella who is not quite as good, but that's okay. I think I forgot to put the... Yeah, I did. Okay, cool. Maybe I should, because then, weirdly, you don't seem to get the bids on them straight away, but when you add it to them when they've signed, then they get it. His physicals are really good, yeah. One more game. Yeah, they just keep postponing it. So what do you think about the Salah thing then, Andrew, as a Liverpool fan? But yeah, I did see the PSG. They're doing it again, aren't they? I want to look at Saints' transfer out. Well, not transfer out, but... Oh. Bold of me to assume that just typing in South was going to come up with Southampton. Well, they've actually spent some money. They've signed Rudy from Gremio. Eder Militao. Wait. This guy was definitely on the list of players that we looked at when we were looking at the free agents, right? Okay. Best one season wonder since Kane. Which season, or all of them? Is he one of those players that's been a one-season wonder every season? He's a some-season wonder. I probably should give these guys courses, actually. Was he? That's even funnier. So he's sulking off to Saints now. Simon Bank, whoa. I think I'd rather not do that. I'm not going to reject it because he'll kick off. But he is under a loan bid from Pushchini Mitza, and I'd rather him go to Pushchini Mitza than just be sold to Bayer Leverkusen. Oh, I have no choice. Wait, what? Oh, that was from ages ago. Fuck it. And now whichever want a bit of him. Which is weird, because I thought they already bid on him. Important player, defensive midfielder. They're going to pay a bit of money for him too. Absolutely fine, lads. Whoever wants him can have him. If he does go, I'll be very pleased with that. Mason Cooper, thank you for the 60... Nope, 36
Where has
months.
the time gone? From MTK to Krakow,
It
what a ride.
flies.
Also, my friend has roped me into doing the Brands Hatch 10k in July. Go.
Nice. I've always wanted to do one of those like racetrack races. They do seem fun. Polish lower league. Yeah, absolutely. I always do manager as maxed out as possible, pretty much, because you need every advantage you can get at that stage. But yeah, absolutely. If you do this, do it with the Polish lower league switched on. You'll find it even easier to build a loan farm because you'll be able to keep players out on loan at the clubs outside of the payable divisions, whereas we routinely can't do that, unfortunately. I probably should switch this back to team report scouting for a bit, just so we can make sure we don't miss anybody crazy in these. Like, I'm hoping there's actually an example of it. Oh, actually, wait. There's a guy here called Per Wind, which I just really enjoy. Actually, he looks quite good. Per Wind. Oh, run like the wind, Per. A guy called Wind who's got 15 pace and acceleration is quite fun. I quite like him. So what I'd say, PS Direct, is if you're going to do Poland with the lower leagues tournament, I wouldn't start in the lowest league. I'd start in like the second tier. I mean, you can if you want that extra challenge, ultimately. But the main thing is just to avoid starting with a big side. So I tend to avoid the top flight because of that. So let's go for 200k. Oh my god. Belarusian! What? Who did you sign him from? Was it a Belarusian side or had he developed somewhere else? That's insane. I like Perwind. More information on him, please. Do you know Minsk? Ah. Oh, speaking of what the hell? PSV 2, Cracovia 4. Cracovia are 1 game away from the Champions League group stage. How have they done that then? They were 2-0 down. Ricardo Pepi scored twice. Wait, didn't he score twice against them last year as well? Yeah, more like Cracovia. Oh, the luck of the draw. Their goalie's had an absolute blinder. And somehow... What? I guess he did still concede 2 goals. And he only made 3 saves. But either way, Diouf, Shutalo, Brown, and Shibulik. Wow. Yeah, I think he will, because I think he's priced himself out. Actually, wait, hadn't he lost a bit of value when we looked at him last time? He was down to like 15 mil. Oh, God. Well, we're going to see his goal. Because reasons. Yeah, I think that goalkeeper... Wait. The goalkeeper was on his debut. Oh, that means they're signing people at least. So there's something. Yeah, if you do exclamation mark views, every view that I use in FM, because as far as I know, I haven't created any new ones for a while, will be in that pack. The filters pack is also available, but that isn't fully up to date yet. I'm going to put the new filters we've been making in the one that I'm going to add for the new... Holy Scoop. Well, Holy Scoop isn't a view, it's a filter. But yeah. So any of the new filters, those will be in the new filter pack, which I'll put out with the newer scouting video, which was supposed to be coming out this week, but obviously with the uncertainty around the sponsor stuff I was doing, I then had to try and sort that out. Then I had the whole email thing yesterday, and obviously I'm making a video for Nutmeg as well, which will be out on the channel probably either tomorrow or Saturday. So that means the scouting video, which is basically nearly done, will probably be out Monday or Tuesday. And then I can finally start working on the second one. This is incredible. Tiny clubs become relevant. Love it. I'm conflicted. I'm glad we've got someone that's actually doing something in Europe for us consistently, is qualifying every year. I just wish it was literally any other team in Poland except for them. I would have said anyone else. But no, that's where we find ourselves. I do want to have a resolution to that though. Today I want to know like who we're playing in Europe this season, who is actually going to be playing in Europe for us this year as well. Liverpool don't play on April 15th. I mean, PSG can have excuses all they like quite clearly. Didn't one of the other French teams just basically say, no, screw yourselves? Was it Lens? Because ultimately, it seems like it disrespects the league quite a lot. Particularly as, if I recall correctly, PSG are not exactly running away with it anymore, are they? There was actually a proper title race going on. I do like how a couple of years, every couple of years, the title race just actually becomes close, like when Lille won it. Yeah, I'd love to see Lens beat them. There's nothing more funny than PSG bottling the title. Oh, Pisakova, it's just because they're our biggest rivals in terms of, like, Krakow's biggest, like, domestic rival in terms of, or at least derby-wise, from the same city. That's the following day. We don't care about that. Yeah, Lens. The fact that it's Lens is awesome as well. Builds a pool, it's kind of like, fuck you. Yeah, exactly. Because then they're really nice to you and they let you use the pool as well, but you don't want to. Why are Leipzig so obsessed with Maciej Piekowski? Like, I'd be willing to sell him, but not to them. Oh, man. Salafu, God, I hope he finds a loan. He's one of those guys that's like primed for a loan, and he's just, I don't think he's ever had one. Oh, other than to weirdly them every other year, in fact. Oh, strangely. Let me check the transfer room out now, because there's bound to be a few new ones on here. Still a few here we go. Nigel Lunga, that's already happening. A JTB can't do. A JTB can't do. Alvarez, I don't want to do. Alvarez and Alvarez. They love a bit of Alvarez. Okay. Not always perfect. Yeah. Then they finance a car they can't afford, and then it becomes a problem. Unfortunately, I don't think that's likely to happen with Cracovia, just because they have so many... Oh. They will reject them. They have so many players that are worth so much money. Oh no, they don't, do they? They have like 2 guys and then everybody else is worth nothing for them. But a lot of the other teams do. Ranjbar's going to Brookbet. Love to see that for him. I would like to see some more loan offers from sides that are in Europe. That would be nice to see. Right, here we are. I think. Don't mind me, just trying to find the game that... there it is. Right, so I don't want to take action on the game, because I don't want to actually watch the game. I just want to be reminded that the game was happening. What used to happen on FMs of past, which obviously I suspect is not a thing now, is if you were to turn it off there, it would still take you to the post-match thing, and now we're going into it anyway. Right, we learned our lesson there, chat. Turns out that isn't a thing you can do. I swear I clicked no action on it, but apparently we're just attending anyway. And now we're going to get that wonderful news article that's like, why was he here? Suspicious Polish-sounding name on the bench there, lads. Right, in we go, and immediately out we go. Wait. Imagine if we were just... Oh, it's there. Literally looking at the wrong side of the screen. Little Sojourn. Vida Xenia spotted, and... I think they lost 1-0. I'm not saying it's our fault, but it might be our fault, particularly as they literally scored just after we left the ground. 1-0 defeat isn't actually the end of the world, to be fair. It could have been worse. Not by much, but it could have been worse. What about the Europa League? Do we even have anyone in the Europa League playoff? We do, and I can't remember who it is. Oh, GKS. Fucking hell. GKS are going straight through. 4-1 up immediately. That's delightful. This is great for coefficient. In between, would you mind postpone? Do you know what? Actually, I don't care. What you could do, Andrew, if you want to really rest the players, is you just forfeit the game to Fulham. That'd be okay with. Would you believe it? They make Ishmael offer. Oh, that's not one of our... Oh, wait. Is that a guy I had on my transfer list from before? Okay, sick. Go off, sis. Bayern... What? Bayern now want our other goalkeeper. This is the 3rd time. Lads, have you not had enough of my goalies? You don't get to just take my goalkeeper every summer. Use your own goalies. Play Sane. Tell you what, you can have him if you play Sane all season. I'll send him to you next summer. Mental. 6-2 against Big. Yeah. I managed to catch the first period of that game, Jesse, because it wasn't stupidly late at night. So I thought, fuck it, I'll just stay up and watch. That first McKinnon goal where he just absolutely does Wotherspoon at the blue line. Such a good goal. He didn't do much else, but I think we were trying to limit his minutes after that because the first period just blew them away. And it's really nice to see Malinsky scoring again too. Right. There's a guy called Wandy. Right, get rid of the dredges. Might be a couple of freebies in here that are worth picking up, actually. If it doesn't do that, which it did. Fantastic. Cheers, FM. You are Janice. Send Janice around again. Right, back we go. I'm just looking at these guys here to see if there's any cheeky, properly free guys, like this guy, Teobaldo. If he doesn't want stupid money, which he doesn't, more loan farm fodder for the boys. I might do make offer because it's probably free anyway. Yep, nice. Makes it easier for me. Teobaldo. This guy here as well is a Libyan guy. Doesn't have an agent, of course not. Suggest terms, freebie as well. Love to see it. Anybody else that's meeting those requirements? No, that's okay though. Nice meet Janice. Get rid of these guys as well. Oh, it's that Nestor dude again. You mum's just... Good. Sorry, now I finally get what page we were on. Yeah, Poland are picking up a lot. Oh, I don't know if you probably did see it in the VOD where we were noticing how many of those Spanish players other Polish sides have been picking up randomly. I said FM is running till 12 today. I'm going to... Right before then, I'll get myself a holy quickly... because I'm just going to be thirsty anyway. And then we're going to pivot a little bit. And I'm really excited to show you this. Particularly if you don't have any familiarity with what this game actually is. Because I think that a lot of you are going to love this. If you've ever liked any kind of roguelike game, if you've ever liked any kind of retro game or deck builder, or you like FM, basically. Because it kind of does a bit of everything. That's what makes it so sick. We're going to start a new save as well, not just use my Halifax Town one. Most of these guys are not actually fully scouted yet. But it might behoove us to have a gander at some of the really best ones just in case. Because case ones is really expensive as well. Arben Xhaka is very expensive. Oh, Circle Bruise, that's why. He could be genuinely really good, though. Oh, he's got the tackling and the height for 15. Was there a free guy? This guy's kind of cheap. Then again, he's so cheap that he may as well be free. Alan Khomeini. Yeah, why not? Unless he says no. Which he doesn't. Oh, that's a lot. Oh, wait. No. That's because he's 17. I think even if he turns 18, he'll 100% not ask for that stupid status. I have streamed something other than FM before, Fry. One time. I think. I'll just send these guys around again for the time being so we can progress. See what actually happens with Europe. With this for the time being, I'm going to persist with Catalar for the moment just to see. I trust him to sort his shit out. Is essentially what I'm saying here. Although I think we have lost someone from the bench. No, we've gained someone. The question is who comes in. Oh, Naeem's nearly back. We'll get him back in there too. Yeah, we played Bellatra on stream once. What was the reason I played Bellatra? Was it because I said if we did a certain thing, we'd play Bellatra? Was it off Champions League final or something? James does have all the lore. I think as in a battle of lore masters, James would win. Yeah, I did a Civ stream as well. I did Twitch Rivals Civ back in February last year. No, that's one of the club. Okay, good for him. Is he on the bench then? What? Ah, that's why. I love that that doesn't count as unavailable for some reason. You know, not being at the club apparently isn't unavailable. In that case, I will put Cassidy on the bench. Sick. Yeah, I think it was the Champions League win. It must have been with Malta then, right? Because we didn't win a Champions League with Sosho, much to my chagrin. Right. Adan, you need a goal today, bud. Wow, that's not an issue we've had for a while. Wow, okay. Temporarily, just going to take him off the bench while I can figure that out later. Hot dog. Must be one of our many ones. Because we did, I think we went through a spell with Sirens where we won like 4 out of 5 Champions League, did we not? A Bahamian Slovenian. That's dope. There we go, 3-0 win. I would like to think that maybe Catalar got a goal in that game. I'm going to continue to like to think that. Did we at least play well? No. And he still drops a 6.5. Alvarez got a brace of assists though. Montparnasse looked good. Coffee got a goal. Fila got a goal and an assist. Right, it's definitely a Catalar issue. I'm 100% going to fix him. That's going to be my plan next stream, is to fix Catalar. This is incredible. That game was maybe a little bit of an outlier in the sense we didn't actually create as much as we normally do. It looks like the goals came from weird places, but we've had a lot of games where they did come from normal places. Dice a Million? No, I haven't actually. I did play a kind of dice like rogue like game at one point, but definitely wasn't that. I'll add the low move in there as well. Most of the places, was it Backpack Heroes or something like that too? Not with dice, but there was a Yahtzee type one I think I had. That was quite fun. I can't remember exactly what it was called. Right, we got the dub. That's the main thing. We did manage to keep Adrian. Yes, he signed a new contract, thankfully. I was very concerned because that could have been very bad for us to lose him at that point. Just when we were starting to get there. Maybe it's not this issue. I think that used to work on previous games, but I don't know how much of an issue. I mean, ultimately, he'll either turn it around or he won't. But I am going to try and help him do that with some tactical stuff next stream for sure. Because this season so far, he's had the 3rd most XG on the team and has scored 0 goals. And that is impressive. Like, suitably ridiculous compared to anybody else. And Dura's only made sub appearances, so he really can't be blamed too much for that. No, Alvarez looks really solid, though. Big fan of him. Daniel Levy's number? Well, they're going to try and pick him up. Don't blame them. I mean, how long could he seriously go before he scores? He must score at some point. Surely, statistically, it's just going to hit him and go in. Right? Simon Bank is going to Brookbet. That's a huge deal for them. And for us, too. Right, you're going to learn Polish. And are you any good? Oh, wait. He must have been a player we'd agreed to sign up before, and now he's turned of age, I suppose, because that was a different screen. Yeah, De Campo at Spurs. Good question. What do you reckon he's on? I reckon 150 grand a week. Spanish clubs national. So what happens is they tend to get poached quite early, it seems. They rarely manage to keep them for very long. I didn't, Andrew. No, I was probably asleep. 120k? So he's probably in about 145 based on that at least. Yeah, he's doing very well aside from the one thing he's in the team to do, because he's not even getting assists either. Yeah, no, he's... Actually, he might be. It's just that probably the Premier League's only just started, hasn't it? So I suspect that he is playing. I think this might be literally match day 1. Yeah, he is. So he is their starting goalkeeper at least. Just, yeah. Still not top of the Dutch second division. Really? That's wild. How did that even happen? That feels like some weird FM shit right there. Right, let's just quickly dip into Spain for a moment. And then I must progress because we've got to change things in a moment. But first, let's go to Spain because this is the quickest way to get there, you see. A boat clause on him. What? Do Campo? I don't know. I think he did at one point. But we were quite happy to get rid, to be honest. What am I doing? La Liga. Right. So, okay, well, that's not quite what I was expecting to see. Burgos, currently top of La Liga. Obviously, it's early days. What about last year? Real Madrid, Villarreal. Real Madrid won the league by 23 points. Cadiz came 6th. Holy shit. I'm starting to understand less, actually, why Adrian wouldn't want to go to Villarreal. They actually look like quite a good side. Wow. Betis get relegated. Villarreal comes second, but a full 23 points behind. Oh, next selfie clause. I think there's like a profit clause in there, but ultimately we were just happy to get the money. That's mad. Previous year. Okay, that was more like it. So Burgos came up again. So yeah, Real Madrid have absolutely dominated. 106 points. They didn't lose a game. Shitting hell. 96 goals and 106 points in a 38-game league season is mental. Imagine getting 91 points in a 38-game season and finishing 15 points off the top. And just think, Arsenal knocked Real Madrid out of the Champions League and then we beat Arsenal. We could win La Liga right now. We definitely couldn't win La Liga. We'd get absolutely annihilated week in, week out if that was us. Still good to see, though. Penarol. Ooh, there's bound to be some quality in there. They are very overpowered. I think the playable element to things is probably having a factor in that too, but even so, wow, what a result. As usual, wow, look at that, the bottom of the, oh, you can't really see. Wow, would you look at that? It's a team in Europe that are having a terrible start to the season. Who could have thunk it? Hello, Wojciech. 16-year-old Spanish youngsters then scattered by attributes. Well, if you're managing Bilbao, then obviously you're going to have specific restrictions on them. So I think the only way that you are going to find those players is to do exactly what you're doing, really. Although, in theory, your scouts should be aware of that and won't bring you... I don't know, because I've never done a Bilbao save. Do your scouts bring you players that you're literally not allowed to sign, or is the game smart enough to not at least show you those guys? Because I've not done one of those saves before. I'd like to think that it wouldn't show you them, but I'm also not convinced of it at the same time. Corona lose again. Oh, God. It's going to be one of those seasons. Fine. Okay, good to see. In that case, yeah, I think with a save like that, I suppose you could just do normal types of scouting, but you are limited because a lot of the scouting we do relies on being able to cast a really wide net. And of course, because you can only sign Basque players, that net is immensely small and will be a very difficult one to navigate using traditional scouting methods. And a lot of the way that the game is set up, probably... The situation you're in is probably quite... one of those rare situations where the game's actual inbuilt scouting systems are probably better for what you want to do, because it will at least guide you on that path, I guess. Past Eredivisie seasons. Unfortunately, I don't have the Eredivisie switched on even to view only, which means you wouldn't really see anything. I think you could see past winners, maybe, but that's the only thing we'd be able to actually see on that side of things, is just the, I think, the past winners. It has to collect that information anyway, because otherwise, otherwise we wouldn't be again Europe and stuff. Oh, really? That would make sense. Unfortunately, we can't sign those guys. Wait, are you managing Bilbao's women's side? Or the men's side? Let's see. Whoa! What the fuck? All the buttons getting pressed. Hopefully this actually works. I was like, there's a third Netherlands? Eredivisie. We should be... It'll probably just be the really... Or not. So we had a lot of Ajax wins, as you'd... Well, actually, I say as you'd expect. You probably wouldn't expect, honestly. Then PSV, then a double for Feyenoord, and now RZ. Shout out to RZ, reigning champions in the Netherlands. I just wish we could see more of it, but no, they are the reigning champions. Which means presumably we'll get a chance to play them in Europe this year, perhaps, which would be kind of cool. Wow. Yeah, it'd be crazy if you guys were in there as well. Fail after putting an embargo on, mate. We constantly get the news article about, oh, Tycoon this, Tycoon that, or not even Tycoon, just a takeover attempt, but it never actually progresses past that original email. I'm convinced the game just throws those out at you at random. That's even worse, because isn't he... Oh, it's Piaskovitsa. I thought it was the guy at Korona Kielce. So I just want to make sure that we can get to Thursday so we can see who's actually going to be in Europe for us this season. or not in Europe for us, but who's actually going to stay in Europe? Because it looks like 3 out of 4 is good, but I mean, we know what needs to happen. It's the other game. The other ones are locked in. Lech Poznan are locked in. Cracovia look pretty comfortable given they got a 2-0 lead from the away leg. Katowice are a 4-1 up in their game as well. It's just Korona Kielce. They're going to do a bloody... What was it? Who was it that last year did it? It was Pogon. Although I think Pogon went out even earlier last season. Right, here we go. This is the Champions League one. Cracovia versus PSV Eindhoven. I wouldn't even mind if they did go out here, honestly, because having them in the conference... They won again! Is that 8-5 on aggregate? Where are they? Yep. Cracovia 8, PSV 5 on aggregate. A 4-2 win and a 4-3 win. 2 more goals from Ahmed Ben Brahim. He is exceptional. This guy here has no business playing for Cracovia. He's so good, but it's going to be so hard to get him away from them. They're paying him 35 grand a week. That's a huge result. We get 12 million pounds for that. Amazing. All right, who are our fixtures going to be? And then we'll have a look at the Thursday ones. So, yes! Ignore the Barca and Juve ones. Yes! We got RZ and we got Sparta. This is good times. I can't believe it. The fact that we were just discussing RZ and now we actually get to play against them. And apparently get to play Barca somewhere. Amazing. Sparta? Marseille. Oh, hello. Tell you what. RZ at home. Sparta at home. Marseille away, I'm guessing. Zurich away. Man United at home. Napoli away. Do you know what? There's some... It feels pretty cushy. That's nice. I think, Hadrian, that he's one of those players that might well just be there for the long haul. A bit like that guy that Sweetie United had on the Malta save, whose name escapes me, but was better than any player I'd ever loaned out before, and they just got him. Smart. Shop in the engine. Got to get yourself over to Poland. Oh, that's a really nice group. The question is, are we going to have the full complement? Highest ranked club in nations coefficients. Oh, you could look at the list of the coefficients, but I don't know how easy it would be. You'd then have to do like a manual comparison, I think, to find out where that club, whether they qualified or not, unfortunately. Ooh, lots of Patreon rejects. Hell? Delight with Club Vision. Wow, I did nothing, but thank you. I appreciate it. Ishmael's gone there as well. Is he another one of these ridiculous young players? Yes, he is. Lech Poznan hovering up the last of the talent. You'll notice that they're all 21 now. It's the same exact group of players, so there won't be any new ones coming through like that, or certainly not in the same way that there was. Right, so we're past Thursday. No, we got to go one more continue. It was Sparta. Sorry, Sparta Prague. Yeah, of course. Imagine if it was Sparta Rotterdam. That'd be kind of cool in its own way. Right, Friday, here we go. Man goes long way. Wait, I could have just looked at their fucking schedules, couldn't I? Idiot. Stupid man is stupid. Who knew? This is going to be perfect timing as well. Right, fixtures. That's us. We want... No, that's us. No, that's them. Katowice, they're through. They're into the Europa League phase. They drew 2-2. It's annoying that they didn't win, but they are through. They'll play Malmö, Hammarby, all the Swedish teams, Lille, Ludogorets, Karpati, Motherwell, yes, Sporting and Roma right at the end there, just to really stick the boot in. Then we've got... Eventually. Oh, hang on. Lech Poznan, they're in, aren't they? Zagreb, Risa Sport. Okay, tough. Cadiz, PSV, FCSB, San Etienne, Ludogorets and Sporting. Everyone's playing Sporting, apparently. Corona, please, 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 please. Yes! They did it! They beat them. 4-2. Great. In extra time as well. They're in. Love to see it. Brøndby, Omonia, Rosenborg, Shelbourne, Maccabi Haifa, and Slavia Prague. Both the Pragues getting involved. And then it's just Cracovia who will play Trabzonspor, Monaco, Dortmund, Juve, Real Madrid at Nagatola, Celtic, Man City, and Benfica. Tell you what, there's some winnable games in there. We got 5 out of 5 this year. This is huge. Genuinely massive. Right, let me save the game there because we're about to do a little cheeky wee pivot now, my friends. Oh, so I'm going to have a quick whiz quiz for a moment while I sort myself out for something. So I'll be back in just 1 moment, maybe 2 moments. I'm just literally going to grab myself a holy. But back in a minute. Hello, friends. Don't know why that hasn't turned the sound down. That's very weird. Spotify, hi. Any plans to turn the sound back down? There we go. That was super strange. Right. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to temporarily stop the stream, but essentially I'm just going to restart the stream, basically. So bear with me. VODies, if you want to see the other VOD, do let me know, and I will probably publish it as well. So 1 second, friends. Back in literally 5